Greetings, salutations, all that shite. The unwelcome party said, "Oh, this is gonna be good." Back with a part two. Salute, Chris. Shout out to the unwelcome party in the chat. Um, yeah, this should be a decent one. This definitely should be a decent one. Salute to the Arcane Maverick. Um, I saw a part of the earlier stream with Undead Chronic because I already knew he was gonna go in on it. But I only saw a part of it. I didn't finish the stream. Um, Service wasn't required for me, so I didn't have to go anywhere. Thank God. But oh shoot, hold on. I was so mad. The first thing I was going to show you guys was first thing I was going to show you guys was somebody had posted a video off of the 13 Reasons Why. So the series, The 13 Reasons Why, somebody posted a video off it and it's finally showed the truth. They said this is the worst series ever. I didn't learn nothing from this series. And I was gonna post it to you guys, but as soon as I clicked the link, they said the reel has been removed. Oh man. That's how you know people are not falling for the okie doke anymore. But there was this one lady that had me she had me a little bit oh yeah, Hammerhand did drop something. I didn't watch that yet. I'm about to watch that. But it was interesting. It was a young lady who was in the comments, and she said the usual thing like, "Oh, you guys don't know what it was like. You guys don't know what it's like for a woman. You guys could never understand why this was important to us." Or you don't know. Basically, she's saying you don't know what's happening. I'm like, bruh, it's pretty easy. I could summarize the 13 reasons why with just a couple of phrases. Chubby white girl goes into suburbia high school, newcomer, and goes chat hunting. It doesn't work out. She gets mad. She blames everybody else but herself. That's what I saw. And they were glorifying self-deletion, and not only glorifying self-deletion, glorifying gaining attention off of self-deletion. I'm like, what kind of message does that send? What kind of message does that send? But the more I see how these people think, even the younger people might think, I think my priorities have shifted in terms of, I think my job and my duty is to tell the truth in terms of as young as possible. Because it's clear that you have these people, they grow up and nobody is challenging their worldview. Nobody's telling them, nah, what you're saying is BS. Or that what they call it, that fluoride stare you get when you say something a little bit different from the norm. I think it's my job to expose people to just a different way of thinking. So when it happens later on in life, they're not shocked. I think that's part of my goal. That is part of my calling. But we're gonna go in on Harvey Levin. We're going in on Harvey Levin. Shout out to Stefan in the chat. Shout out to Pyro in the chat. And let's go in. Let's go in a little bit. So I still have, because not everybody saw my live stream from last night, because I live streamed it at 12 a.m. because I was so upset that many people were not covering this. And I told you guys, I said, I'm gonna give I said, I'm gonna give these whole ass niggas 12 hours. I'm gonna give, I said, I'm gonna give them a little bit of time. for them to recover. Maybe they still haven't seen the news from 8 o'clock. I said, let me give them at least 24 hours. Let me give them 24 hours because the news dropped at 8 o'clock. It's 8 o'clock right now, and still people aren't covering. Still people aren't covering Harvey Levin being in the Epstein files. This is very important because particularly with Harvey Levin, I know it's convenient because it's related to Corey Holcomb, but this is very important when we talk about the media. When we're talking about which people they tend to attack, the topics they attack, companies, and everything. This is very important. Even the language that was used in that email. He said, did the pundits increase? No, it didn't. And I'm going to show you once again. I'm going to show you again. Let me open up YouTube for you guys. It's the same amount of people. It was only Ticket TV and this one other YouTube channel. I'm blanking on the name, but I'm going to show it. I watched what they had to say. I liked what they had to say. And even though Ticket TV said something about Corey Holcomb, and he tends to do some stuff like that where he'll just if he sees anybody puts his hands on a woman, he's just gonna automatically assume that you're wrong. Not necessarily that you're a bad guy, but that you're wrong. And there's a lot of people like that, right? But Ticket's the only one. He's really a free smoke opportunist. He's really about free smoke for everybody. Meanwhile, everybody was so quick to put Corey Holcomb on blast off of some fake news. Nobody wants to put Harvey Levin on blast. Nobody wants to hold TMZ accountable. No, I'm talking about the YouTube creators. I'm not talking about the fans. I'm not talking about the people in the comments. I'm talking about the YouTube creators. They don't want to cover this part. And if they are so-called brave enough, they're covering Jay-Z and Pusha T. That's it. They ain't covering nobody else. And then obviously the liberals are covering Trump. So it's just, it's just the same old, same old. I'm like, nobody wants to cover this part. It's a couple of politicians they found out. Is this in the list? Well, I'm going to focus on Harvey Levin. I'm on his ass. Pause. Let me open up YouTube. And while I'm sharing this, I'm giving you access literally to my algorithm. This is how I'm gonna just keep it a buck with you. This is how my algorithm looks like. You already see the people I'm subscribed to on the left. So this is my algorithm right here, right? This is the search bar. I'm gonna search up Harvey Levin. I'm not even gonna search up Epstein. I'm just gonna search up Harvey Levin. And it's only Ticket TV and Down the Rabbit Hole News. A male, a female. Mind you, none of these are conservatives, which is interesting because Harvey Levin is a blatant liberal. So you would think it'll be right down. You would think the conservatives would jump in on this news because all Harvey Levin was doing was trying to talk about ICE and Orange Man bad. That's his shtick, and play holier than thou. But I'm just showing you. I'll do a slow scroll. Let me do a filter, and then I'm going to put the filter on today. So this is showing I got Harvey Levin in the search bar, and this is for today, right? It's only Down the Rabbit Hole News and Ticket TV. Okay. Now he's doing Harvey Levin, but he's talking about Don Lemon. They're not talking about him being on Epstein's list. So it's still the same thing. Down the Rabbit Hole News and Ticket TV. and then everybody else is just covering the Jay-Z part. Oh man. Okay, let me see. Oh, I see one other person. So the surprise witness, she's covering Harvey Levin, Alex Spiro, and Jay-Z and Britney and more. Okay, so she's covering everybody. So shout out to her. But that's it. It was just me. Oh, okay. No. Yep. It's just because she's just reposting down the rabbit hole news. So it's just down the rabbit hole news, Ticket TV, and me and one other person. Oh, okay. So shout out to Zero G, Harvey Levin connection buried by mainstream media. Okay, we got another guy. Okay. Okay, we have two. Okay, we have two more small, but these are two small time creators, just like myself. I'm a small creator, right? It's only this. So now we got two other smaller creators that have covered this. So shout out to Valentine TV. Shout out to Zero G. These are the two next people, mind you. Another man, female. You know what I'm saying? It's no. You would think more people would be on this. You think more people would be in on this is easy work. But when you see the email, you'll see why a lot of people are not covering this. I showed you the email. I showed you the email from yesterday, last night for the people that were watching, and that's just the words that they use, especially with this guy that's involved, Mike Strict, whatever. But wow, it's very interesting. It's only the smaller creators. So yeah, two more small time creators like myself, mind you. So that's not me dissing them. I'm a small time creator myself. So shout out to Valentine TV, 1.16 subscribers. So she covered Harvey Levin and Zero G covered Harvey Levin. So it looks like he just started his YouTube channel. I don't he might be I might check out his stuff later on. I might check out who Zero G is. I might check out his stuff. Oh, and mind you, even the coverage, if you go on Harvey Levin, if you search up Harvey Levin on Google, same thing. You're only gonna see Twitter and then them talking about the Don Lemon thing. Don Lemon getting arrested and what he said about Don Lemon. It's still the same thing. You go under news, you type Harvey Levin on Google. They got this story buried. Excuse me. Got the hiccups. Sorry about that. Harvey Levin and Epstein Files, why the TMZ founder was called good friend in email by Mike Siterick. That's the tab that I have open for you right here. Only one news outlet is covering Harvey Levin. Like I said, shout out to Corey Holcomb for putting Harvey Levin on blast for a lot of years now. He's been putting him on blast. So the Arcane Maverick says Zero G is the new warbander. Oh, so he's part of the warband. Sometimes I don't really OD pay attention to the chat like I used to, because I be busy. Because I used to be able to watch like the full 3-hour streams, 4-hour streams all the time. So shout out to Zero G. So he is apparently he's a warband member. Shout out to you. I might have to. I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna check him out. Let me hear what he has to say. A little bit. Let me give him a little shout. Let me hear what he has to say about this.
By Times Now World. Harvey Levin in Epstein Files, ? Why the TMZ founder was called good friend in email by Mike Citrick. What's up, guys? It's Zero G here, and this is some shit that should be mainstream news since it is the founder of TMZ, the premier gossip platform, but nobody's really talking about it except for less than 10 channels on YouTube, and I'll show that later in
So he he did that same search as I did. He did the same search. I was like, why nobody covering this? How's the founder of TMZ? How shouldn't he be? That should be easy work to put him on blast. Easy. Wow. Couple girls, couple dudes. That's it. That's it. It's not even. People don't want the truth, bro. They don't want this work. A lot of people, I think there's a lot of people on YouTube that are more compromised than we give them credit for. This should be mainstream news. Definitely.
In this video. But let's get into the article. Harvey Levin, founder of celebrity news website TMZ, is
so he's basically going over the same article that I showed you yesterday and the same article that I have open right now. So I might as well let him do the work.
named in an email included in a newly released tranche of documents related to the late financier and convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. In the email sent by crisis communications executive Mike Citrick to Epstein, Levin is described as a quote-unquote good friend. Good friend. Good friend. The message reads, quote, tried to call you. Harvey Levin, who runs TMZ, is a good friend. They haven't reported on this at all, but I might be able to get him to do something on the Duchess and her backpedaling, unquote. Epstein replied, quote, okay, with leaking to British press, but think we need to get a statement out, unquote. There is no allegation of wrongdoing against Levin, and the documents do not suggest he was involved in any criminal activity, but his name is in the documents. Your name is in the files, sir. And you're the head of TMZ. That's your platform. You could have got ahead of this, and I'm going to show later in this video that he's not saying anything about it.
Yep. And shout out to Zero G for saying this. Also, I said this last night, but at this and also the other channel, I want to give her a shout out because she put in good work. I have to give her credit if I can pull her up. Let me exit out of this YouTube tab right here. Let me open up another YouTube tab. I'm really surprised people are not covering this, but Corey Holcomb talked about the lawyer that has always talked about the lawyer that is connected to Harvey Levin, and her name is Sean Hawley. And Sean Hawley is a very dangerous, individual where she be putting cases on people. And Corey even alleged, and I believe him, he says that Sean Hawley and Tasha K, they work together. That's how she gets a lot of her information. They work together behind closed doors. So I'm going to lean on Corey Holcomb right there. I'll take I'll follow his lead on that. But anyways, let me give her a proper shout out. Down the rabbit hole.
Okay.
Right. She goes in on the other person, the person in the email, Michael S. Citrick. And you're going to see a little bit more about him later on. Let me see if Zero G ends up talking about Michael Citrick, because that was an interesting, deep dive I did on him. Like right after I was done with my live stream, I started doing some research on him. I was like, oh, this dude is, I think people need to know who he is. But let's see if Zero G covers him.
I think this is a situation which he can clear himself of doubt, but what they have done is that they're not saying anything. Nobody's saying anything. It wasn't trending on X. Shit wasn't trending at all. Again, only a handful of people are talking about this. There's only one article that I'm reading this right now that I was able to find that's talking about this. Here's the image right here. Here's the email from Mike Citrick to Jeffrey Epstein on Wednesday, March 9th, 2011 at 6:29 p.m. There it is. Try to call you Harvey Levin's good friend. There it is. Harvey Levin. His name is specifically mentioned. First name, last name. Who runs TMZ. His name is in that motherfucker. I'm thinking birds of a feather, because if he calls you a good friend, what does a good friend mean, right?
Covered this yesterday. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Like what I'm hearing. First of all, let me give him a subscribe because I already like what I'm hearing right now from this young man. Let me give him a subscribe. Here we go.
A friend you call on to do something, right? A friend that you call to take you out to places with, right? If I call you a good friend, that means I'm hanging out with you. Or rapport is so nice that, I can invite you out somewhere. Now, again, it says it right here. There's no allegation of wrongdoing, but your name is in the documents. That's raising alarm signals, and nobody's talking about it, which raises more alarm signals. The only people talking about this is another warband commander, or a warbander, a couple of broads, and Ticket TV.
Yep. So he did the exact same research I did. He said another warbander, which was most likely he's talking about Undead Chronic. Yeah, Ticket TV and a couple broads. Literally, that's who's covering. This is crazy work, man. This is, man. It's Yep. Shout out to XVYJZ0. Well. It's always the chatty patties who have the most to hide. Mind your own business. That's why I'm putting these boys on blast. Harvey Levin, no. He done ruined a lot of. There's a lot of people that I looked up to when I was younger. That this TMZ, the people like TMZ have ruined. The people that I looked up to, they've ruined with fake news, gossip. People lost their jobs, their reputation, and now they don't want to get in front of this. And mind you, this email, 2011. This email came out in 2011. So he's had how many years to get in front of this? And he still doesn't want to. He doesn't want to touch it. This is a lot deeper than people give this credit for. Watch this. I'm gonna give the Zero G more of the platform right here.
And I'm pretty sure one person's doing like a live reaction right now as the time of this recording, but let's get into the rest of the article. What the newly released Epstein Files revealed, the U.S. Department of Justice released more than 3 million pages of material linked to Epstein, according to Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche. Speaking on Friday, Blanche said the release was intended to meet the department's legal obligations under legislation passed by Congress last year, compelling the disclosure of Epstein-related records. The material includes around 2,000 videos and 180,000 images. Quote, today's release marks the end of a very comprehensive document identification and review process to ensure transparency to the American people in compliance with the act, unquote, Blanche said. The department has engaged in an unprecedented and extensive effort to do so. The release comes more than a month after the statutory deadline of December 19th for publication of the files.
Oh, yeah, and by the way, if you guys want to know more, if you guys do want to know more about the Epstein Files in general, they're exposing everything on Twitter. They're exposing everything online. I'm talking about everything. So they're showing like in the files where kids are being eaten. They're showing cannibalism. They're showing rituals, witchcraft, sorcery. They're showing everything that's a part of it, But I've already talked about that on this channel, so that's not even a shocker to me. I'm known as what you call an alleged conspiracy theorist. So if you talk about these things, spirit cooking and kids being kidnapped and rich elite pedophiles harvesting souls and all this stuff, right? So if you talk about this, they're gonna think, especially back in the day, they're gonna think you're off your rocker. Right? So they talk about all of this stuff in the files, and it's interesting that even about those details, they're very like hush hush about it. It's only the people that got a good read on some of the files where they're like, wow, the conspiracy theorists were right all along. But like I said, we'll focus on Harvey. We're going to focus on Harvey right here.
Delay was due to the need to vet the documents properly. Some files were released late last year, including photographs depicting former U.S. President Bill Clinton. Clinton has not been accused of wrongdoing in connection with Epstein and has called for the files to be made public, responding to criticism over pace of disclosure. Blanche said, I take umbrage at the suggestion, which is totally false, that the Attorney General or this department does not take child exploitation or sex trafficking seriously, or that we somehow do not want to protect victims. You are not. You are not Mr. Todd Blanche. What you are doing, when you release these files and redacted all this fucking information, you are not being transparent with the American people. You're not doing that. Because if you were, then it would be easy to release all these names, right? Because these are the assailants. These are the guilty party. Why?
And mind you, these are all the files are edited, and it's still crazy. It's still crazy. The files are still crazy. They redacted, a lot of the names are redacted, and it's still wild. So you wonder, it's like, damn, what if we got the files unedited? This is the edited version. I wonder what the unedited version is. By the way, people owe conspiracy theorists an apology. Immediately an apology. Let me keep this thing playing.
Why in the fuck are so many people's names redacted? Oh, because they're all part of the less than 1%, huh? This is the, all these media CEOs, tech CEOs, politicians, banksters. This is what we're dealing with. Let's keep going. He added that the public might remain dissatisfied despite the Scalzi's release because these people are still in positions of power. Yeah, there is no actual connection you can find, but when your name gets brought up, and you know how tight-knit of this community is, when a name gets brought up, a lot of flags have to get raised. And Mr. Levin is called a good friend. So it's even more, it's not like his name was just brought up. He specifically said a good friend. Think about that. Quote, we did not protect President Trump. We didn't protect nor not protect anybody, he said. Quote, there's a hunger, a thirst for information that I do not think will be satisfied by the review of these documents. Well, because it raises a lot of questions. But it also comes up with a lot of answers too, right? Because if you cared about the children, then the guilty party would be brought out to the light, so they will be tried in court. Right? They shouldn't be in positions of the power that they're in because of their relations to this financier. But the names have been redacted. And even though the names get brought up, there's no sense of wrongdoing. But you have been hanging out with these people. And the email says it. Harvey Levin has been mentioned in that email, and it's from 2011.
Yep. So shout out to Zero G. Let me look at this. So this is wild for real. Pizzagate was great. All the stuff that you've heard of is probably real. Everything that even sounded wacky, a little bit. Oh, Chris, what are you talking about? Witchcraft? What are you talking about? It's in the files. It's in there. Hey, man. Rolando G says there is an unedited version, Chris Mike. Yes, but I'm pretty sure they can find a way to take off the the black marks off of those names like they did last time. Because I remember they were trying to they tried to release the files, but then people were able to literally take the black marks off the names just off of using Microsoft Word. They weren't even slick enough to redact the names properly. Now, I low-key think that was kind of done on purpose. Part of me thinks that that's done on purpose because I'm like, there's no way they're that dumb. You know what I mean? But yeah, there is an unedited version. So everything that we're getting is edited, and it's still wild. It's still wild. Everything you thought that the rich were doing, the rich PDF files were doing. Like I said, they were talking about cannibalism in there. Kids going missing, kids being auctioned. Basically, they don't obviously say kids are auctioned, but they use code words. It was very, it was very interesting, especially hearing from other people, other people's takes on the Epstein Files in its entirety. Oh man, this is wild work.
That's like what, 15 years ago? A decade and a half. And his name was in document. And by the reading of the email, it would seem like he could have some plausible deniability but they decided to remain radio silent and no media respondents at all.
If I was his lawyer, I would have easily came in front of it, just off of this email. Sorry, off of this email right here. But there's a reason why he stayed silent, because this is a lot deeper. It's a lot deeper. This is clearly have been going, and it's not just. I'll say this: it's not just Jeffrey, Big Jeff, that was able to get his name cleared via Mike Citrick. It's not just Jeff. Just let's make that very, very. Let's make that. What did Rick James say in that BET Awards? To make it perfectly clear, right? Let's make this perfectly clear. That's not just Jeff and Mike Citrick that does this. A lot of your favorite celebrities, I keep telling you what they do. They pay off certain people in the media to make sure nothing bad comes off on them, or they make sure when it comes to which agent they're going to sign to, or what agency that they're going to sign to. This is all taken into consideration. Which agent has the 411 with this judge or this media outlet, this deal. You're wondering why certain reporters get certain interviews. It's all set up. You got to make sure you got the right agent, the right people. Remember when that news dropped on LeBron James about some WNBA? It was like some female, some dyke who said that LeBron James had kidnapped her or something. And that story, I didn't believe the story, but I found it interesting how it was just swept under the rug. But that shows you that's what happens when you pay certain people in the media. You make sure certain people in the media are paid off. If your agents have a connection via ESPN, via all these different outlets, they won't report on certain things that happen to you. When you see it's technically extortion at that point, where basically if you don't have the right agent, if you're not paying the right person, you're going to be seen as an evil being. If I'm not signed to the right, if I don't sign the agent that you want me to sign to, I'm just going to get negative press about me for the rest of my career. You wonder why TMZ will cover certain celebrities. They'll get on, but not this one. They'll expose this celebrity, but not that one. It's not just with TMZ. Take CNN, which is obvious. Fox News, NBC, ABC, same thing. It's a dirty game. Because if I was, with this email, I could easily, like, if I was even Harvey Levin myself, I could have easily made an excuse with this. I would have been like, I know Mike Citrick, but I don't know Jeff. I didn't know Mike Citrick knew Jeff like that. That's all I would say. But clearly, Harvey Levin has been compromised for a while now, because he should have been gotten in front of this. And the reason why other media outlets they're not reporting this story is because that's how they work too. This is how they do business. This is how they do business, man. I want you guys, let me help you guys out. I want you to put in the chat who the people that the media tends to crap on the most. Put the names in the chat. Put the names in the chat. Like the people you see, you're like, damn, I think this guy got a little bit of negative coverage. And you can put those names in the chat or whatever. And I might have an explanation for you. I might. So right here. So Stone Dinner said they were all over Shannon when Jared Leto got no coverage. But what happens with particularly with a lot of the black athletes or the black male celebrities, they're still not privy to how the game really works. There's still a lot of those guys, they're still going off of, but this is not right. No, bro. What you gotta do, you gotta be like how LeBron James did it, how Michael Jordan's media team did it. You have to have people paid off in the media, right? You have to make sure those people are paid off. You have to have the right agent. You have to have, it's almost like when you go into court. What do we always tell people when they go to court? You got to get a Jewish lawyer. That's what you got. You got to get a Jewish lawyer, and you got to make sure that lawyer that you have, he's cool with the judge. If you want to win your court case, it's a dirty game. This is just how it works. But when you explain these things, people are, but that's just not right. This just not how it. Hey, do you want to get like, do you want to get in trouble? Right? Now I'll cover for you. I'll do the research. I'll respect you and be like, look, you're trying to do woo woo woo. You're trying to do this. You're trying to do the right thing. Shout out to you. But most people, they're not gonna see it like that. Right? Yep. Kyrie Irving, Kanye West. That's easy. With Kyrie, we already know with Kyrie, he's always been a person. The media in general, even when Kyrie was coming out of college. Well, I'm not gonna say when he was coming. I'll say particularly when he started growing into his fame. A lot of the media they still didn't really like what he had to say because he was a person that, even though he was well spoken, he's like the type of black dude that the media would love to put up there. And even though he's well spoken, he doesn't kiss nobody's ass, right? And he has his own thoughts, his own things. So this was even before the small hat stuff, the shot, the COVID shot stuff. That was even before all this. The media didn't really have a good liking to him. Like, even I remember when Kyrie went on ESPN, he did the interview with Max Kellerman, and he basically treated Max Kellerman like ish. Remember, as much as I got respect for Max Kellerman's intellect and all of that, Max Kellerman is a small hat. So these are things, and then I'm pretty sure if you look up, I don't know who Kyrie's agent is. For some weird reason, I don't know why I don't know why I don't know why I don't know. I don't know why I don't know who his agent is, but I'm pretty sure that has something to do with that as well. I'm pretty sure if I look it up, it'll explain that. But if you're one of those guys, you're a free thinking person, you don't kiss up to the powers that may be, especially if they had a slot for you and you refuse the slot and you tell them, fuck you, I don't need you to get where I need to be, they're going to feel the powers that may be are going to feel a type of way about that. And then Kanye West, we already know why with Kanye West. We don't even have to go into that. Yep, Chris Brown. That's why I said, though, with the I said the people that I know that are not on that list. I know it's Kyrie's not on that list. I know Terrell Owens is not on that list. I know Allen Iverson is not on that list. I know Kawhi Leonard is not on that list. Everybody else is suspect. Yeah, I know Marshawn Lynch is not on the list. Those people, particularly, well, there's not even a whole lot of black people on the list in general. So that's already a given. If you told me, okay, who are the black people that you think is going to be on the list, I was going to tell you the same thing: Diddy and Jay-Z and Beyonce. And lo and behold, the only surprise was Pusha T and Chris Tucker. Right? Those are the two where they need to explain themselves, right? I need to look more into why they were in there. But to be fair, Pusha T's he's always been linked with Jay-Z. So anybody, I've always said this, anybody linked with Jay-Z is always suspect in my eyes. I've given Pusha T a pass for so long because of his talent. You know what I mean? Because of his talent, I gave him a pass. But you know, it is what it is. But Jay-Z, he's always been dirty. So that's not even a shocker. Everybody, but then when you look at the rest of the list, most a whole lot of black people on that list. So let me see this. The Unwelcome Party says, I wouldn't be surprised if the Smiths were on there. Actually, I would be surprised. They have a different type of suffering going along with them. They're just something's just mentally wrong with them, but they're not on the Epstein list. You're not going to see a whole bunch of ninjas on there in general, right? Particularly when I saw one of the files where basically Jeffrey Epstein was like, I don't want ninjas around, particularly black women. So you're not going to see a whole bunch of black women on that list. Oh, Oprah. I won't be surprised if Oprah gets mentioned, right? Oprah is another person that's if she gets mentioned, I wouldn't be shocked, right? Who else? Yep, particularly Jay-Z, Oprah, Beyonce. Yes. I'm probably missing a couple, but I can name who the ninjas are going to be on there. It's pretty obvious. Oh man. Diddy was mentioned. I would have sworn Diddy was mentioned in some of the files. But Diddy already had his own black like people that what people don't understand is with the Jeffrey Epstein, like Jeffrey Epstein wasn't the only person that was blackmailing people with sex tapes and all this stuff. Diddy had his own, he was mini Jeffrey Epstein in his own right. You know what I mean? He was doing that in his own way. He was a different type of predator, right? So he already had his own thing going on. Said, no, I don't believe Jada and them are them. Yeah, I don't think Jada. No, she's just a perv and a predator, just in general. But they're not on Jeffrey Epstein's list. They got their own thing. He said, cool, I wouldn't want ninjas to be there either. But like I said, you're going to see, I don't know if I can pull it up because I don't think I saved it. But Jeffrey Epstein said he didn't want ninjas around, particularly black women. So you're not going to see a whole bunch of black women outside of Oprah and Beyonce. You're not going to see black women on that list. He said specifically, nah, like no ninjas. I don't want them around what I'm doing. Right. So ninjas get a W for today. Do I got the I don't think if I have the applause, but do I have the applause button? So a round of applause to the ninjas. Racism has saved us yet again, low key. Exactly. Diddy has his own files, right? And he got caught with what he was doing, baby oil and all, right? Yeah, no Taraji P. Henson, no Regina Hall. You don't got to worry about them. They've probably done other things, but even if they wanted to be on the Epstein Files, they can't. Even if they want, like, and that's also another thing that I will say, because I saw a black female YouTuber and she was bragging about how there's no black women on the list. And I'll say this: look, I'm pretty sure. Look. Because Epstein, from what I saw, he had something where he was able to get people to want to hang out with him, right? So I'm pretty sure there were probably a couple of black male or female predators or evildoers that wanted to hang with Epstein, and even Epstein was like, nah. So we can't play completely holier than thou in this situation, but when it pertains to Jeffrey Epstein, that list, There's a lot of white people in charge, or just white people in general, that are looking for ninjas on the list, and there's not going to be a whole bunch of ninjas on that list. I'm talking about per capita can't even save the argument in this in just in this case, right? So shout out to the ninjas, but let me keep this thing playing real quick. I'm sorry, guys.
It's a bunch of independent journalists, such as myself, who have to release this information out to the public. Transparency of the media, right? Like, we do have this article here, but there's no major news corporation talking about it. There's not even minor independent news corporations talking about it. Like, this is really small scale stuff with this. But it shouldn't be. This is frontline news. This is TMZ's owner is mentioned in here. The Gossip Man is mentioned in here, yet radio silence from a lot of different people. Interesting shit, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Some Democrats have questioned whether the full set of records is being disclosed. Congressman Ro Khanna, a Democrat from California, said the department had identified more than 6 million potentially relevant pages, but was releasing about 3.5 million after review and redaction. Quote, this raises questions as to why the rest are being withheld, he said, adding that he would scrutinize whether key materials included victim interview statements and internal prosecution documents from a 2007 Florida investigation are eventually released. Epstein died in a New York jail in 2019 while awaiting trial on federal sex trafficking charges.
Allegedly. So let me read the caption that Zero G had up top. It says, they don't want you.
And that's the end of this article.
Yeah,
not that many people are talking about it, but I just want to show you guys before we get more into the fuckery of all this. Here it is. There's the email. I can't even highlight this, but there it is. Harvey Levin, runs TMZ, good friends. Good friends. Now, let's go to TMZ. Let's refresh the page real quick.
And you saw me do this yesterday, right? I went on the TMZ page. I was like, what? I'm like, y'all try to put Corey Holcomb on blast, and for some reason I was like, remember when TMZ was, I brought, for some reason, Ray Rice, the example of Ray Rice came to me, and then I go on TMZ expecting to see something about the Epstein Files or Harvey Levin being part of it, and the first thing you see is them bragging about how they got the Ray Rice video from 10 years ago. I was like, those sons of bitches. I was like, those freaking, oh man, if I see Harvey Levin, I might smack him. But anyways.
Hey, let's refresh. Nope.
Nada.
The latest video is 22 hours ago, talking about fucking Ray Rice. Are you kidding me? Any shorts? Nope. Nothing talking about anything live. Nope. Any podcast? Let's go back to the video. Let's see the latest video.
Ray Rice was one of the best.
Go down.
Yep.
What?
And I showed you the comments from yesterday. They were like, yo, where Harvey Levin? Where's your video, brother? Since you want to be in couples business, where's your video?
What were you guys doing on the island? See, 12 hours ago. 12 hours ago. Let's go to newest. TMZ is trying so hard to deflect from what has released. Yeah. Yep, look at all these. Harvey's in the files. Surprisingly, we didn't hate TMZ nearly enough.
Yep. So shout out to the Unwelcome Party. It says for the elites, entertainers. Hold on, my bad. It says for the elites, entertainers, comedians, athletes, musicians, politicians, the financier was the it guy, which is nasty work. And I man, we could definitely dive into that a little bit at a later time, where you'll have that whatever the it guy, the guy with the connect, like it's almost like there was he was the Jeffrey was basically the plug, but in a whole different, like, perverted, satanic way. So like it's almost like, when people are so excited to see the drug dealer guy, the weed guy, like it's the same excitement that these people had when they saw Jeffrey. It's so sick. It's great. Man, this is demon work, man. I'm telling you. This is demon work, man. This is crazy. Because now you think about it, especially from these people that had that relationship with Epstein. He was the cool guy. Clearly. Oh, mind you, post 2000, I think post 2008 or post 2009, he was already a registered, like high level registered sex offender. It was on his record. So everybody knew about this. So all this stuff about, oh, I saw him, but I didn't know who he was. Cap. He was already a registered sex offender. I'm talking about of the highest level in the mid 2000s. So all those excuses, oh, I didn't know who he was. If somebody was associated, no. You don't associate with registered sex offenders. That's not how this works.
Well, you know, they want to talk about people, but when the head of talking about people is mentioned, he's not talking. Surprising how silent he is. Epstein Files, Harvey, he's in them. Address the elephant in the room. Beyonce's losing millions of followers. We talking about Ray Rice? Yeah, they're talking about Ray Rice.
Yeah, they talking about an old Ray Rice video. And I told you the situation last night. I already told you what the situation with Ray Rice was. That was it's not to exonerate him. I'm just saying, him and his wife, they're still together. This a lot of people don't understand. Him, Ray Rice and his woman, they're still together. And I think part of the reason why is I think the wife, she feels like she messed up Ray Rice's career. Take a look at the situation. I'm pretty sure. Fuck it. I'm gonna keep it down 1,000 with you. I'm 1,000% sure. Ray Rice told her before they went to the casino, I don't want you coming with me, and blah blah blah. But you already know, you bring your woman with you, and you gambling, alcohol's involved. It's just a recipe for disaster. Just a recipe for disaster. She struck him first. People forget she struck him first. But she forgot that Ray Rice was even though he's small, but he's an NFL player. And he lost his mind for a little bit. That's what happened. And that happens in a lot of relationships, a lot more relationships do you think, not necessarily a deck to the face, but in terms of couples having a physical relationship. Urban Meyer's assistant coach, he almost got in trouble with that nonsense. And even though he said himself, he's like, look, me and my girl, we got a physical relationship. Nope, they don't care. They don't care. Right? So that video was pushed out there to push a narrative, to basically spearhead a DV campaign for commercials, for money, for representation, all of that. Right? So that's why that video was pushed out there. And mind you, the NFL already knew about the video. They gave him his punishment already. But before the video got leaked out to the public, the NFL knew about the video. They gave Ray Rice his punishment. He already went through the process. They swept it under the rug. He got his punishment. But then basically once that video got released to the public, he basically got retried, and then he lost his NFL career. It was one of the most unfair things I've ever seen. Literally one of the most unfair things that I've ever seen. So I made that connection with the Ray Rice and the Corey Holcomb situation, meaning they were trying to Ray Rice him, meaning because Corey Holcomb went into court for the situation that he had. They found no wrongdoing, no charges were brought upon him. They dropped the case, and he was able to move on with his life. And he even admitted himself, I muffed her. I didn't punch her, I muffed her, right? And then they bring up the video a year later. Almost 2 years later, you bring up the video again for the court of public opinion, and then you label it Corey punches a woman. What? So it was very interesting that the Ray Rice video, it was like the first thing that I thought about it. But this is why they drop these videos. If you see a video like that where a man is putting his hands on a woman and they're just showing just that part of him putting his hands on the woman, they're trying to hide something. Because clearly, if you show the full video, if you show the full video and if you show the context, you're not going to condone the hitting, but you're going to be like, okay, I see what led up to this. They're just going to show the man putting his hands on the woman. The same thing with Kareem Hunt. They just show him kicking the woman when she was on the ground. That's all they show. It took other people to do the investigation and be like, oh, she came into the party being loud, reckless, putting her hands on people, saying racist things to Kareem Hunt, being loud, being a danger to everybody in the party, and she got her ass kicked out, which she should have got her. She should have got. She deserved to get her ass beat. What white dude can go into a party with an NFL player, talk crazy, talk reckless, put their hands on everybody, acting drunk, saying racist things to the NFL player and not get his ass beat, but because it's a woman? What? But the media just sees Kareem Hunt doing a punt to that lady's chest. Yeah, him seeing Kareem Hunt pushing her to the ground and kicking her while she's on the ground, giving her a kick on the ground. So that's all the media sees, and they know that's the media just going to see that, and they're just going to say you're the bad guy, right? And anybody that tries to explain it away, we're going to be seen as what? A victim blamer. Like I said, if it was a white, I'm telling you, for the Kareem Hunt situation, if it was a white dude that did the same thing, Kareem Hunt would have never gotten released from the Chiefs. The white dude would have tried to drop a lawsuit. People would have exposed him for being racist. People would have found some old tweets from 2009 on his Twitter, and then he would have to drop this. He would have lost his job, and he would have had to drop the lawsuit. It's that simple. But people like TMZ, these media outlets, they know when when it's time to push a narrative, they know what to do. They know, okay, let me just show that part of Corey Holcomb mushing her, but let me speed up the video. Let me edit the video. And it's just to show Corey Holcomb putting his hands on the woman. And then I'm going to say he punched her. And then I'm going to say he is a woman beater. That's how dangerous the media is. It's very, very dangerous work.
Shit from fucking eons ago. But here he is in the files and ain't saying shit. What about Jay-Z and Pusha T? Well, they ain't gonna talk about his friends.
Nope. Exactly. Those are friends of of Harvey Levin.
Right? Because this is New York, right? TMZ's based in New York. The People's Court, in which same Harvey Levin was an announcer for, that was in New York, right? It's a bit off topic, but Pusha, I didn't hear Drake mentioned in the files, Pusha. I didn't hear Drake mentioned. Despite Drake being half hat, your name is in them, Pusha. Very interesting shit, too. A fucking cabal, man. Shout out to Cal Williams. A fucking cabal. Who didn't know Harvey from TMZ was... Okay, no, that's just... But TMZ defends Diddy, and Diddy's video is way worse. TMZ founder Harvey Levin is named in the Epstein Files, described as a good friend who could help run a global PR effort to defend... Yeah. What were you doing on the island? So, and here's another thing of why I'm saying people are radio silent about this, because let's go to YouTube right now. Let's go to YouTube. Let's go Harvey Levin, Epstein, right? Boom. Ticket TV.
Oh.
Down the right.
Shout out. Yeah, it was only Ticket TV, down the rabbit hole. Yep.
Rabbit hole news. Now, let's filter this, right? Because this is recent news, right? Down the rabbit hole, couple videos. Shout out Chris Mike right here. Did that stream.
Oh, so he knows about me. Shell. Thank you for the shout out, man. Thank you for the shout out. Do I have a soundbite to praise myself? Do I have a soundbite to praise myself? I don't think I have one. I don't think I have one.
Good Lord have mercy. Huh? Hallowed be thy name.
Oh man. Hey man. Oh no, he was supposed to do that. So Pyro said he did everything you did bar for bar. Yeah, facts. He's supposed to do that. He's supposed to do that. Because I just wanted people to see like nobody's covering this. And I'm refreshing the page. I'm doing all of this. Yeah. Yeah, he shouted me out, man. Thank you, man. I'm so happy he shouted me out. I feel so, you know what I mean? I feel noticed. Shout out to Zero G, a Warband member. But that is exactly like I said, Ticket TV. And guys, I'm telling you, if it wasn't for Ticket TV, nobody would have told me about this. I would have not known if it wasn't for Ticket TV. I would have. So shout out to Ticket TV. Salute to Ticket TV. I would have not known about this.
The whole
Man,
news. Now, let's filter this, right? Because this is recent news, right? Down the rabbit hole, couple videos. Shout out Chris Mike right here. Did that stream 9 hours ago. Currently live, that surprise witness. Abroad. 22 minutes ago. Okay. JC
but he's talking. Oh yeah, but he coupled it. He's smart. Whoever this guy is, he's smart. He did he put the Jay-Z in the title, but he really wants to focus on the TMZ Harvey Levin thing. The Jay-Z one, that's easy work. We all know Jay-Z is as phony and dirty as whatever they be accusing Jay-Z of. I tend to believe it. Right.
He made a shutdown against. I don't want to necessarily call him a Jeet. I haven't watched the video, but he is talking about it. So good shit on him. Good shit. Good shit. Podcast Queen, no views. 16 hours ago. Valentine TV, and no more results. No more result.
No, but Podcast Queen, whoever her name is, all she did was repost the live that Down with the Rabbit Hole did. So, like I said, it's only a couple of us that did this. It's only a couple of us, man.
So after I upload this video, I'm just going to be one of, that's less than 10 people, right? Ticket, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Epstein bombshells. I don't think they're talking about Harvey Levin, but they might. I'm not seeing his name in here, so I don't know if I want to count that. But definitely everybody else is in there. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. I will be.
And I'm still. It is very interesting. All these people were risking their monetization to cancel Corey, showing a doctored footage. And I remember even in the episode that Corey did, he said, "You guys know y'all playing a doctored footage, right?" I was like, "Uh-oh." And he was talking about, look, I might have to start putting cases on people that showed that video. And I even told people, I was like, "Are you guys sure you want to show that video?" Because they're not going to show you the full video. They're not going to show you the full footage, the full context of it. They're just going to show the part with Corey putting his hands on the crackhead that he had a restraining order on, mind you. He had a restraining order on her, but this is also another thing too that young men need to understand. When you're advising other young men to not put their hands on women, you need to tell them the full context why. You need to be like, look, don't put your hands on women. The reason why is because no matter what she did, you're going to be seen as the bad guy. So you're going to have evil women come at you and take advantage of their privilege. So you need to be aware of that. So if you're telling men not to put their hands on women, you need to tell them the complete reason why. You can't just be like, you just can't. No, you're gonna set up your brother, your son, your nephew, your friend. You're gonna set him up for failure. These are the things that we had to make sure when it comes to things like this. Man, Rolando says, I'm thinking he might talk about the Shade Room, the Star Report. Chris Mike, you know about him. The OG. Yeah. So the Star Report, that's one of my favorite. You know, that's like almost my favorite channel outside of 5150 show, right? That's like, I've been following Star since I was a kid. So Star is one of the few people that's really objective. I love his channel, but let's see. I you know, it like I told you guys, if it wasn't for Ticket TV, if I was never subscribed to Ticket TV, I'm gonna give you. Let me show you how close I am to not even knowing about that situation. When Ticket TV, the other day, earlier this week, when he basically took the side of the crackhead bitch, right, Christina Payne. Imagine if I was an emotional ninja, like a real emotional ninja, and I'm just unsubscribing from people because of what you think about Corey Holcomb or what you think about the favorite people I like. I've always said I don't unsubscribe just because you don't like a certain person I like. Imagine if I was that type of dude. I would have never known about this. Because I've told you guys, I said there's a lot of things that Ticket TV says I disagree with, but I've been subscribed to Ticket TV since 2012. I'm not going to unsubscribe over an opinion, even if it's an opinion that's not well researched. And I would tell him to his face, I don't think you really researched this. But I've been subscribed to him since 2012. I'm not going to unsubscribe. I still got my notifications on, still give him love, still give him salute. If it wasn't for Ticket TV, I would have not known about this. You see how TMZ, they're not covering this. They're not showing it on the mainstream news. CNN ain't covering it. MSNBC, ABC, Fox News. You would think Fox News was covering it because Harvey Levin has been heavily critical of Orange Man, right? So you would have thought Fox News would be right up. Nope. Because the person that is connected to Harvey Levin, and I'm about to show you his name, what's his name? Mike Strict. I hope I'm saying his name right. Mike Citrick. I'm going to show you Mike Citrick's profile in a minute. And I have a feeling that Mike Citrick works with a lot of these news companies, a lot of these news outlets. I have a feeling he's the buffer. He's the connector. He's the one you call to make sure you could put some public spin on something. Like he's the key to this connection. And I'm pretty sure all those news outlets, they're very familiar with Mike Citrick. So that's my theory. In the meantime.
Number 8. That's less than 10 people on this case.
10 people basically in the world, if you really think about it.
And he's TMZ, right? He's the TMZ guy, but yet he's not getting in front of this. He's staying silent, raises a lot of red flags. His name's mentioned. He's called good friends. He's a small hat. Pay attention to the last name. So these are the people that we are dealing with. These are shadow games that are getting played right now. That's all it is. They're not saying anything. But I want to keep you bruised informed like I always do. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. This is Zero G, signing out.
Man, I can't wait to see more of what Zero G has to offer the YouTube space. Oh yeah, I already subscribed. So I just subscribed to him. Says they shot a rocket at the mayor's car. OnlyFans girls are living a lie. Brazil is trying to legalize thought control and nobody's talking about it. Interesting. So we'll see more from him. I'm going to see him in the chat most likely. So shout out to Zero G. But I want to show you guys something real quick. So this is the email that I saw. And oh yeah, but shout out to you, Rolando G. Star. That's one of my favorite people on YouTube. I have massive respect for Star. We'll see this through. We'll see this through. I'm refreshing. I'm doing some refreshing on Twitter. Yes. So right now everybody's gonna be distracted by the Grammys. Yeah, people gonna be distracted by the Grammys. So they're not going to talk about it. But I'm pretty sure people are going to be, looking at the celebrities who looks uncomfortable. You know what I mean? But anyways, let's go back to this email right here. Let's do some real work right here. Let's do some real work. Let's do some real work. Okay. Start from the bottom. Or no, sorry, from the top. Wait. Which came first? No, so the base. Sorry, yeah, I was right. I was right the first time. My bad. Let's start from the bottom. Pause. From Jeffrey Epstein to Mike Citrick. We're gonna talk about Mike Citrick in a little while, right? And once you see Mike Citrick's profile, you're gonna be like, "Wow, this guy's the devil." Man, I'm telling you, man. And shout out to Down. What's her name? Why am I blanking on her name? Shout out to Down the Rabbit Hole for talking about Michael S. Citrick, his profile, and doing a deep dive on him. Shout out to her. So right here, first message. Well, obviously because they're not going to show you the second one. They're not going to show you the third message. But so first message you see, okay with leaking to British press, but think we need to get a statement out. So this is from Jeffrey Epstein to Mike Citrick. Okay. Right here, from Mike Citrick to Jeffrey Epstein. He goes, try to call you. Harvey Levin, who runs TMZ, is a good friend. They haven't reported on this at all, but I might be able to get him to do something on the Duchess and her backpedaling. I'm going to read this again. Try to call you. Harvey Levin, who runs TMZ, is a good friend. They haven't reported on this at all, but I might be able to get him to do something on the Duchess and her backpedaling. Interesting. So now, who is Mike Citrick? Citrick. Here we go. Let me see if I can get a profile read on him, because the profile read that I saw from the Down the Rabbit Hole, I liked how they described him. Let's see here. Where's an overview I can get from him? Yes, right here. This is what I was looking for. Let me see if I can get this description open. Oh, they hiding it? Oh no, I gotta find it. We gotta find this. Oh, come on. They gave me the perfect description. Let's see, overview. Why can I not? So they got this. I'm trying to open this. No, I don't want feedback. No, don't send this to Google. I'm trying to, oh man. They're not letting me open this. But anyways, let's try this one more time. Let's do a quick search again. Boom, boom. Let's open up Google Books. Okay. So there was a book on Michael Citrick, right? By Michael Citrick, or he co-authored a book with somebody, right? About himself. And Watch this. This is going to be people in the industry. They call him the fixer. Secrets for saving your reputation in the age of viral media. Are you guys paying attention? Are you guys paying attention? They call him the fixer. That's his nickname in the media streets, in the industry. The fixer. Secrets for saving your reputation in the age of viral media. Like I said, it's who you know. Michael S. Citrick, the Wizard of Spin, Los Angeles Times. They call him the Wizard of Spin. Financial Times, they call him the Spin Doctor's Spin Doctor. The Spin Doctor's Spin Doctor. The Winston Wolf of public relations. Wolf, if you recall, was the fixer in Pulp Fiction, played by Harvey Keitel. He washed away assassin splatter and gore. Citrick, age 65, cleans up the messes of companies, celebrities, and others, and he's a strategist who isn't averse to treating PR as combat. This is what I've been trying to tell you guys for years, how this works. There are certain agents, certain people in the game, they're hired just for this. And some people are very good at it. There's certain people that you'll have these celebrities, they'll get into a car accident, you'll never hear about it. They hit somebody with a car, you'll never hear about it because of guys like him. And you think they're such good people, they accidentally kill somebody, they push somebody down the stairs too hard. He comes in and you got fixers. Apparently he's the best one. The Spin Doctor is a wild nickname. Shout out to the Unwelcome Party. This is how the industry, he's infamous. So much so they got to give him props. This guy is the devil. Of course, Epstein, that's his Epstein is close to him. And then he's connected to Harvey? And now Michael Citrick is comfortable enough to say to Jeffrey Epstein, "Oh, this is my friend. I know him. I got him. I got that nigga. Don't worry about that nigga. I got him." In fact, since I introduce you to his name, Jeffrey Epstein's like, "Okay, I'm gonna keep that in mind." Who's to say Jeffrey Epstein was like, "Okay, I need you to get at a Mike, hey yo, Mike, I need you to get him to cover this story." To what? I'm not even done. Citrick, age 65, cleans up the messes of companies, celebrities, and others, and he's a strategist who isn't averse to treating PR as combat. Over the years, and PR, by the way, means public relations. Over the years, clients of Citrick and Company have included the late HP chairman Patricia Dunn, Roy Disney, Rush Limbaugh, Michael Vick, Alex Rodriguez, in the Archdiocese of Los Angeles and the Church of Scientology. What a clientele right there. The clients over the years of the clients of Citrick and Company have included the late HP chairman Patricia Dunn, Roy Disney, Rush Limbaugh, Michael Vick, Alex Rodriguez, and the Archdiocese of Los Angeles and the Church of Scientology. You see, it's a little bit of everybody that he got. Let me clean your mess up for you. This is from the Fortune magazine. Fortune magazine giving him his props. We have another quote from a magazine. Everyone understands the importance of shaping a story, but few are as shrewdly proficient at manipulating the media as LA crisis manager Mike Citrick. This is from the Fast Company. What do you do? Now, this is a summary of the self-biography from the fixer himself. What do you do when the reputation you've built over decades is destroyed in a day? In the court of public opinion, you're rarely innocent until proved guilty, and your enemies don't have to play by the rules. Any misstep can blow up into a worldwide embarrassment on Facebook and Twitter, land on the front page of New York Times, and bring down a CEO, a business, or a celebrity. You need a smart, strategic response. You need Mike Citrick. In this book, Citrick reveals the secrets that have made him America's preeminent crisis communications expert. You'll see how the PR legend and his team guided clients like the estate of Michael Jackson and Papa John's Pizza. This guy doesn't discriminate, guys, through the media-fueled fires of scandal, while helping others like Roy Disney and the filmmakers who exposed the Russian Olympic doping scandal achieve justice. You'll learn Citrick's 10 rules of engagement and his thoughts on no comment, social media, public apologies, and more. The question isn't whether you'll face a crisis one day, especially if you are at the top of your game. The question is, what will you do when crisis comes? Don't let a lie get repeated until it's fact. Festering forever on Google, don't let a damaging truth stripped of nuance and context damage your reputation forever. Follow the fixer. Now, Mike Citrick, you were missing of your clients that you say that you had, you're missing one, probably missing a couple. You're missing your boy Big Jeff, and you're missing your boy Harvey Levin. It's not a good look if the founder of TMZ is connected to you. He's a client of yours, the person that literally runs the world's biggest gossip site. And then on top of that, they can link you back to Jeffrey Epstein. Interesting. Wow. Interesting. They call him this. What they call him on there? The spin master, the spin master of the spin master. Oh man, this guy is one of the elites. And we already know his religion or the people that he's involved with. I already know. we don't even have to make any guesses. We already know he's part of that community. Yep. What they called him, the spin doctor. Oh man. He said this MFer is the master of propaganda, the way they're talking about him. Because people got to read in between the lines. The reason why they're giving him his credit is not necessarily, he's not just a defense force against negative PR. He knows how to put propaganda out there. He knows how to put things out there to put his client in a positive light in the first place. He's the type to throw dirt on somebody else to distract you from what his client is doing. Somebody say, so he's like Saul from Better Call Saul, but for PR. Way better. Way better. well. well.
Yalla yalla ya shabab, all together ya shabab. Yalla yalla ya shabab, everybody ya shabab.
Oh man, that was very interesting when you really do the deep dive on Mike Citrick. Very interesting stuff. Very interesting stuff. Oh yeah, mind you, notice the spin master himself, he's probably been at work. Because notice, you search up Mike Citrick, you go under news, nothing about Epstein. He's the master of preserving his image. The master. Let's read this article from January 5th, 2024, from 2 years ago. This is an article from 2 years ago. It says Jeffrey Epstein's fixer's office burglarized hours before document dump. Let me read this. This is funny because I saw the headline. I just saw this headline and I've already made a judgment. I know what Citrick did. I have an idea what he did right here. Jeffrey Epstein's fixer's office, meaning Michael Citrick, his office is burglarized hours before document dump. Oh man, Michael Citrick, a renowned Hollywood crisis manager, says New Year's Day theft of computers at his Brentwood offices has to be a coincidence. Citrick and Company, the global crisis public relations firm who has a client list of rich and powerful, including Jeffrey Epstein, was burglarized over the New Year's holiday by thieves who stole company computers just hours before a trove of long sealed court documents related to the admitted pedophile were released. Michael Citrick said his penthouse offices at 1199 St. Vincent Boulevard, along with other occupants of the 4-story building in Brentwood that bears his company's name. Citrick and Company was broken into by unknown thieves just as explosive new documents about Epstein's proclivities with underage girls were made public. Citrick said it didn't cross my mind, told Los Angeles Magazine over the phone Thursday when asked if he was concerned about the timing of the burglary, just hours before a years-long records fight ended when a judge ordered the release of roughly 900 pages of documents from the 2015 federal case, Juf versus Maxwell. Jeffrey versus Maxwell. Well, this is a different Jeffrey, I think. The records offer new insight into the allegations against Epstein and his accomplice Ghislaine, which includes previously undisclosed deposition transcripts, Palm Beach police search warrant records, and the names of potential witnesses to their crimes. The new revelations were part of a defamation suit filed by lawyers for Virginia Juff. I'll just say Virginia G, who was underage when she said she was trafficked to powerful men, including Prince Andrew by Maxwell. It has to be a coincidence, Citrick said of the theft, adding there were no Epstein records in his office or any compromising information about any of his clients among the items stolen. He added that he does not believe the crooks targeted his firm specifically. Okay. That's enough. That's enough. You know what I think he did? and this is my opinion. With that situation, I believe he called, I believe, Mike Citrick. And you don't have to follow my lead on this. I believe he paid those robbers himself, obviously through a different part, through third party, second party. He had those robbers raid his office. He had that done to him because Epstein was already going to get exposed. So the timing of it, he calls them in, and now he can run off the spin of, they stole these documents from me. Hence, you must release my client, or you must do this. You can't hold this against my client because I got robbed. This is against the court of law. But bottom line, he called those robbers. This wasn't no vigilante group looking for justice. So they went to Mike Citrick's office to get the files. He called them robbers. As soon as I saw this right here, just the headline in and of itself, Jeffrey Epstein's fixer's office burglarized hours before document dump, I'm like, oh, he called them people. That was my snap judgment. And looking at the information, oh man. That's funny. Look at this. Look at the end of the article. Oh, and he's also severed relations with Epstein ever since the bombshells came out. They said by then, Citrick's relationship with Epstein had ended, with his company filing a lawsuit demanding payment of more than $71,000 in unpaid bills. He paid the bill, Citrick said this week, but that was the end of their business dealings. Yeah, no matter what, those robbers, he called them robbers to his office. Somebody said, as far as suspects who could have broken into his penthouse office, Citrick says he is perplexed as there was no sign of forced entry and no employee card registered entry to the building. Citrick said his IT staff met with the LAPD. It's very strange. He said, how did they get into my building? That's what you call an inside job. That's an inside job right there. It could have been for a different reason why he wanted the robbers to rob his own spot. Could have been for a different reason than what I said, but bottom line, he called those robbers. Bottom line. Goes, wow, $9.99. Interesting. Very interesting stuff. But let's do a refresh. Let's go on YouTube again. Let's see if there's any more people covering. First of all, let's go on X. Let's search up Harvey Levin on X. And let's scroll very carefully while we are on X. Oh, my bad. Excuse me. Okay, we have, I don't know who Officer Lou is, but he's covering the situation. So shout out to Officer Lou. Somebody said, when are you going to report your boss, Harvey Levin, hanging out with Epstein? Somebody said, after decades of peddling manufactured scandals and weaponizing clickbait, TMZ's 75-year-old disgraced founder Harvey Levin has surfaced in the Epstein Files. The records expose his role in orchestrating coordinated smear campaigns and acting as a high-priced mouthpiece to push agendas against the very people he spent years dragging. So right here. Oh, so this is the full story right here. So let's look at that thing again. Yep, from Jeffrey Epstein to Mike Schittrik. It says Zuckerman suggested shorter and punchier, no attack on press, plead guilty to solicitation, no tabloid exaggeration of pedophilia, paid a price, no allegations of minors since '05, suggests leaking to London press the absurdity of Fergie's statements. They were law enforcement people in my office when I was on work release that led her in. Who's Zuckerman? So it looks like the heat was on Jeff in 2011. The press was about to be on his ass. So that's why he texted Mike Schittrik, or he emailed him and said, yo, what do I do? What can I do to spin this? He says right here from Jeff to Mike Schittrik. Mike Schittrik wrote, okay with leaking to British press, but think we need to get a statement out. Jeffrey responds back. He says, I'll say for the right time. Okay. Says, try to call you. Harvey Levin, who runs TMZ, is a good friend. They haven't reported on this at all, but I might be able to get him to do something on the Duchess and her backpedaling. So right here, you just see the email. The heat was on Jeffrey Epstein. Oh, my bad. I didn't even show this part. My bad. So the heat was on Jeffrey Epstein. Mike Schittrik reassures Jeff that you're not gonna be on TMZ, ain't gonna be on your ass. And not only does he have the power to call off the TMZ dogs, he has the power to get him to write about something else to distract the press or to distract the public from really raining down on Jeff's neck. So whatever articles, whatever the Duchess was doing during that time, or whatever, that's what TMZ was running during that time. Let's see if we can find it. Let's see if we can actually find that actual story. I've been really thinking maybe I should take the time and try to find that story on the TMZ website from 2011. TMZ. Let's do share tab. Duchess. Duchess Kate. The evil bish. Let's see, 2011. It would have to be something from like 15 or 14 years ago. Duchess Kate story. Let me see if I can find it. Duchess Kate Story 2011. Let me see. Duchess. Sorry. Searching off of here. Duchess Story, March 2011. Which included a visit to the wildfire in July. Published Behind Closed Doors book, published in April 2011. This book by Hugo Vickers investigate the final years of Willa Simpson, the Duchess of Windsor, specifically examining the role of her lawyer, Suzanne Bloom. Duke and the Duchess of Cambridge, July 2011. Duchess of York calls Epstein a supreme friend. Is that her? Duchess of York called Epstein supreme friend in 2011 email. This is an article from the September 21st, 2025 from the BBC News. Duchess of York called Epstein's supreme friend in 2011 email. Look at this. Mike Shitrick, but I might be able to get him to do something on the Duchess and her backpedaling. Email 2011. Duchess of York. we gotta make sure we got the right one. So yep, this gotta be her. It's gotta be her. A spokesperson, the former wife of Prince Andrew, the Duke of York. This all makes sense. Oh man, this makes sense. Oh my God. Wow. Man. So when the heat was heavy on Jeff, Mike was able to spin it and have TMZ cover Sarah Ferguson, who was at the time the wife of Prince Andrew. In an interview, I'm reading from the article. So that was all a distraction. In an interview in 2011, the Duchess said her involvement with Epstein had been a gigantic era of judgment. 2011, right? At the time, the Duchess also promised she would never have anything to do with Epstein again, saying, "I abhor pedophilia and any sexual abuse of children." Oh, that's where's my soundbite? Man, where's my soundbite right here, man?
Cap.
Sarah Ferguson. Shout out to Zero G Tactics in the chat. He figured it out way before I did. Nah. Because at first I'm like, is it Kate? He said, nah, he's talking about Sarah Ferguson. So the heat. So even really still technically the heat that Prince Andrew, even some of that's still Jeffrey kind of covering his tracks. But yeah, I'm like, Sarah Ferguson. I'm like, isn't that the wife of Prince Andrew? I'm like, oh, that makes sense. This all makes perfect sense now. The old magician's trick. So this is around the time where Epstein had been jailed 3 years earlier. Nice. It says Epstein had been jailed 3 years earlier for soliciting prostitution from a minor, but the Sun and Mail on Sunday said shortly after giving the interview in 2011, the Duchess emailed Epstein to say she had not used the word pedophilia in reference to him. As you know, I did not, absolutely not say the P word about you, but understand it was reported that I did. So this is the backpedaling that Mike, what's his name? Mike Citrick was talking about. This was the backpedaling he was talking about. He says, I know you feel hellaciously let down by me. You have always been a steadfast, generous, and supreme friend to me and my family. A spokesperson for the Duchess said the email was sent after Epstein had threatened to sue her for defamation in an effort to convince him not to. So it goes right back to this email. So this is probably why TMZ at the time took the side of probably running Duchess, running Sarah Ferguson under the bus in 2011 instead of Epstein. So when you're seeing certain news outlets, they're taking sides. These are the negotiations that are happening in the background. Mind you, guys, I'm figuring this out in real time, right? Like right here, right? I'm doing this. I'm doing all of this in real time. Right. So bear with me on that. But this is very funny and very interesting. Like many people, she was taken in by his lies. As soon as she was aware of the extent of the allegations against him, she not only cut off contact, but condemned him publicly to the extent that he then threatened to sue her for defamation for associating him with pedophilia. The spokesperson added that the Duchess stood by her public condemnation of Epstein. She does not resile from anything she said then. This email was sent in the context of advice the Duchess was given to try to assuage Epstein and his threats. Epstein, a well-connected financier and convicted sex offender, was found dead by suicide in 2019 while awaiting a trial for sex trafficking in New York, known to associate with the rich and famous as well as presidents. Both past, he was accused, blah, 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 blah. So that's very interesting. At first she had called him a pedophile after finding out, allegedly finding out what she did. Then she ran it back when she probably found out that her husband was was in on it with him. So anything that Epstein got implicated on, that was going to fall back on her husband, Prince Andrew. So that's why she was trying to walk it back. Interesting. Very interesting. She only walked it back because it would have implicated her husband at the time. Let me search up something real quick. Sarah Ferguson. These are some high profile names I'm putting up there, so I gotta relax a little bit. But anyways, Sarah Ferguson marriage timeline. Sarah Ferguson married Prince Andrew on July 23rd, 1986. Becoming the Duchess of York after a whirlwind romance began in 1985. They had 2 daughters, Princess Beatrice, blah, blah, blah. Before separating in 1992 and divorcing in 1996. Despite the divorce, the couple has maintained a close friendship. Oh, Lord. Divorce finalized in 1996, but it's clear that there's still a connection there. For her to walk back her, her comments on you know, calling Big Jeff a pedophile and walking back those statements because she was afraid that was going to implicate Prince Andrew. Interesting. I'm trying to turn off my ad block in real time. My bad. Do you believe her? You think she found out like the or when I say do you believe her, meaning do you think that Sarah Ferguson was involved, or she was just only trying to cover up for her man at the time? Okay, my laptop is running slow on me. I gotta relax. I got way too many tabs open. But yeah, as soon as I saw this headline right here, Duchess of York called Epstein's supreme friend in 2011 email, I'm like, oh, that's got to be who I was looking for. Trying to look at their timeline together because yeah, they separated, but clearly they're always together. It seems like, even though they've been separated for a minute. Yeah, they must. Oh, I gotta exit out the page. The page. They say the page is unresponsive. I gotta exit out. Prince Andrew, Sarah Ferguson timeline. Yeah, so they live together. Apparently, they still live together, even though they've been divorced since 1996. They've since 2019 they still live together. Let me see this. So yeah, everything that she walked back all those comments basically to cover up for her man. Oh man. So that's basically still her man. But you only, when you see couples that will stay together, that's because they got dirt on each other. They must have some dirt on each other, and the dirt is probably the association with Epstein just in general. Okay. I gotta see. I need this timeline. I need a better view on this timeline. By the way, let me look at some of these comments. Shout out to Zero G in the chat. Yeah, because I saw your video and I posted your video on this, and it was very interesting. We did the exact same search where nobody wants to cover this. But clearly this is a lot. This just the connections that you can make off of this is a lot deep. It's a lot deeper than people give it credit for. Amalia K said, cousin, you back exposing the toenail files. Oh man. Oh, by the way, actually, shoot. Zero G, do you have, because I'm not that privy to the information on Prince Andrew and his relationship with Sarah Ferguson, his ex-wife. They're saying they still live together. Do you have better information than me on this? If you do, I'm willing to open up the panel and let you on. And I'd rather you, because if you have better information on, if you have better information on Sarah Ferguson, I will gladly have you on here and that you can speak on this because I'm trying to figure out this in real time. I'm not trying to crash my computer to look for something that should be very simple to find. So they separated in 1992. Then they divorced in 1996, with Sarah reportedly having grown estranged from the family following her scandal. Oh, they said Ferguson was involved in the public scandal with her financial manager. Oh, so she was so she was cheating. Okay. So she was cheating, and even though they divorced, let me see. He said, however, in the following years, relationships between Sarah and members of the royal family became more positive. She was invited to Prince Harry's wedding to Meghan Markle in 2018, and that same year was seen in the royal box at Ascot with the Queen. She attended Queen Elizabeth's state funeral earlier this year, blah, blah, blah. So basically, Prince Andrew forgave her, right? But now, obviously, he didn't remarry her, but he forgave her for cheating. Well, not necessarily forgave her, but they must have some serious dirt on each other for them to still basically be cordial. Interesting. Let me see. His divorce from Sarah Ferguson is the main story for him. The season is not going great, and he's got an eye for others. What's lovely in the way Peter Morgan wrote it was that, yes, he asked the Queen for a divorce, but it wasn't necessarily for the reasons you might think, that she'd been photographed doing all sorts of things with other men. He asked because he felt like he had no choice, and because he knows it's going to make the family look bad if he doesn't. It also makes him look bad, but he really loves Fergie and has forgiven her. Oh, okay, so I was right. It's not like, oh, she's cheated on me, so she's gone, but he knows it can't continue because he belongs to this bizarre family where something like that would never work. Mary also said he's learned how quick people are to judge since taking on the role, blah, 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 blah. So he's a cuck. Yikes. But anyways, anywho. Somebody said, yeah, they're dirtier than a Jackson Pollock painting. Yeah, shout out to the Warband members in the chat. But yeah, that's an interesting connection right there. Mike Citrick. So they were able to divert the news on the Duchess and basically try to paint her out to be a liar when she was backpedaling to get Jeffrey Epstein off the hook. So this email makes perfect sense, and it's interesting the people that he already had in his back pocket. So indirectly, Epstein was able to use TMZ to basically make the Duchess, Sarah Ferguson, look like a piece of shit. Very interesting. Very interesting. Oh my gosh. Redheads, they've aged terribly. Good Lord. But that's what, at the end of the day, Prince Andrew forgave her easily because Prince Andrew himself was doing dirt. Oh man. But anywho. This is that you know, the royal family in and of itself, it's a mess, a complete mess. These people are horrible. Oh man. And that also goes, I'll say this also goes with my theory when you see, particularly when you see Gen X, right? When you see Gen X and boomer men, particularly boomer men and Gen X men, they tend to like if they found out their wife did something, and then they'll be like, look, I had to learn, I had to forgive my wife. I always had a feeling that was so disingenuous, meaning they probably got caught cheating themselves. They were cheating first, and then they found out their wife was cheating, and then a kid came out of the situation. The man found out that wasn't his kid, but he decided to stay with his wife because the wife decided to stay with him at first for him cheating. So a lot of these dudes is very disingenuous. Like a lot of these dudes, when they said, man, what, how come you'll find out like a dude, you'll find out the dude still decided to take care of a kid that was not his. And why did you do that? Oh no, you got to forgive people. Nope. He was caught probably doing dirt. The wife probably caught him filling up on one of his nieces or one of his. It could. I'm telling you, that's really what it is. Because I've seen even the most liberal of dudes where they find out their wife cheat and then they just lose their mind. They throw a fit. They'll leave the girl. So when you see somebody, particularly those older men, would be like, nah, you got to forgive your wife if something happens later on. Nah, that dude was probably doing some dirt. The wife forgave him for that, so he basically has to let her off the hook when she does something afoul. That's always been my theory on this. Because I haven't seen these dudes. I'm like, so you knew that wasn't your kid and you still stayed? I don't think that was out of nobility. That's just my opinion. I don't think, oh, he was just being noble. Nah. He was probably a cheater. Or even so there's a quote with Denzel Washington, right? Let me see if I can bring up this quote. Sorry to bring Denzel Washington in the mix. Quote on marriage, right? So this is a Denzel Washington quote I'm about to show you right real quick. This is very important right here. So there's this quote from Denzel Washington where he talks about where he goes, the secret to a happy marriage, do whatever your wife tells you. Yes, dear, and breathe. Right? The reason why a guy like Denzel Washington, he says that about his wife now, right? The reason why he says this is because when he was broke and he was with his wife, or when he was coming up, particularly when he was, in the 90s and the 80s, when he was the biggest actor in the world, he still is. But I'm just saying that was like, he was the young upcoming new star in the world. He was probably messing with all types of hoes on the road, all types of actresses, and the wife forgave him for it. So once those couples that still stay together, even though the man cheated, once that couple grows old together and the wife gains more leverage, the longer the marriage goes on, because if she divorces him, he's going to lose everything. The man basically turns into her slave or her servant. The husband basically turns into a servant or a slave. So they're like, damn, she stayed with me even though I was doing all types of dirt. All right, it's basically my turn to take the sacrifice, right? So you'll see them make a quote like, happy wife, happy life, and just say yes, dear, right? But really, it's their humiliation ritual for them doing their wife dirty when they were in their younger years. That's just my theory on this, right? Because there was a lot of people giving Denzel Washington stick, but they don't understand. Denzel Washington was probably doing a whole lot of cheating, a whole lot of, behind closed doors. He was good at hiding his dirt, but he was probably doing all of that, and she stayed. And then as the older they got, he was like, and the less he was, or he probably realized, look, I can't be out here reckless like this. I got to relax. Now it's happy wife, happy life. The older he gets, right? Zero G says, I'm doing a deep dive in the research because the breadcrumbs from Levin led me somewhere in which my next video will have it. It will be on Rumble alone. I got to organize it. Okay. Because I don't know if do I still have my Rumble do I still have my Rumble? Let me see if I still have my Rumble on my phone. I might have to because I downloaded it at one point. I know I have Kick. So yeah, I'll re-download Rumble, see what's up with that. But it's interesting when you start doing, the research, who people are connected to. Even when you're talking about Harvey Levin in general, who Harvey Levin is connected to, the lawyers he's connected to. Corey Holcomb was talking about how Harvey Levin is connected to Sean Hawley, and when you look at the situations that Corey Holcomb got caught up in, it makes sense. Where Corey Holcomb is leaving a courtroom with the woman, and then these people are waiting right outside for you, asking the wrong woman the question. They thought the woman that Corey was walking with was Christina Payne. You had this TMZ based guy basically waiting for him coming out the courtroom. Yeah. He said, no notice from YouTube. Harvey made the call on you. Yeah, because people were saying the same thing. There's a lot of people that messaged me and said, look, there's certain videos that you do, even though I have the notifications on, it still doesn't notify me. So yeah, there's certain things you're not allowed to talk about on here. And shout out to Zero G Tactics. He says, when you dive deep, YouTube isn't a safe platform. This is true. This is very true. But yeah, a lot of people are giving Denzel Washington slack, but that's how it works, guys. Or when you see guys, particularly older dudes, they'd be like, why didn't you leave your wife when she kept a kid on you that wasn't yours? She got pregnant by another dude. Why did you stay? That was because that means the wife caught him with like a 16-year-old or something. Remember, what's that the movie with Aretha Franklin, the Aretha Franklin movie where the wife caught her husband, the husband got a girl outside the marriage pregnant, and then she found out the girl was 12. And that dude was pleading for forgiveness. He was like, please forgive me, please. Those are the dudes that be saying happy wife, happy life. Trust me. Or they're the ones where basically they're always like, look, I got to do what I got to do for my wife, right? We gotta start calling out these dudes for what it really is, man. But like I said, Harvey, according to Corey, is connected in the internet and everybody else. There's a connection between Sean Hawley and Harvey Levin, because Harvey Levin, he is a lawyer himself, so we can't forget that. So he already knows the game. He's well known. And it's interesting, Sean Hawley apparently is connected to Tiffany Haddish. So that's very interesting. He said that happened for my video too as well. I think with the Ticket TV video, because I'm so Zero G. So I'm actually subscribed to Ticket TV. I've been subscribed to Ticket TV since 2012. So even with that, I don't think I got a notification for that as well. I just happened to be scrolling, and then I clicked Ticket TV's live, and he just happened to be live, and I saw the title, Harvey Levin this. I was like, oh shoot. I don't think I got a notification for Ticket TV as well, so that's weird. It's, you know. Oh, Amalia K said, did Harvey say anything today? Nope. Only one other person. So the person that you see in the chat, 0G, he has a YouTube channel. He has a Rumble. He has a platform. He's the only other person that I saw comment on Harvey Levin. Said age like a Chiquita banana. Yeah, Harvey Levin is the people's court attorney. You know, so it's quite, so he's very well versed in the game. But I'll do another search on, let me go on Twitter again. Okay, so let me be careful when scrolling up, because Twitter is crazy. So I got to be relaxed when scrolling on Twitter, right? Okay, I went on latest. I didn't go on top news, so I went on latest. Somebody said F the Grammys, F Jay-Z, F Beyonce, F Rock Nation, F TMZ, F Harvey Levin, F Oprah Winfrey. Oh, did Oprah Winfrey, did she get exposed yet? I was just talking about Oprah. I was just talking about Oprah. I was like, I was just saying, like, if there are black people on the Epstein Files or in the Epstein list, I said the people that I definitely expect to see on there is Jay-Z, Diddy, and Oprah. Those are the three. Yeah, I am shadow banned. Some because even in other videos I've done, people I'm talking about, even my friend on here, a person that I know in real life, Ainsley. He's told me, like, dude, I got my notifications on for your channel, and it barely notifies him. It barely notifies him. So I got the subscribe, I got the notifications on, and he's not lying. That's a friend. Like, that's like a real life friend of mine, a legit friend, right? And he said, I got my notifications on for you, and it still hides your videos, right? I remember I saw somebody on Undead's comment. They're like, "Oh, Chris Mike, he's a decent guy. He has a decent, good channel. But one thing I noticed, I tried to search for him and I couldn't find him." I was like, "Yep, I guess I'm talking about the right stuff." It's not even about the content, because I don't even think, as a speaker, I have so much work to do because I'm a terrible speaker. But it's interesting, the topics that we touch, or I try to go a little bit left field on, I'm clearly on that list on, okay, we got to suppress his content. Clearly. I've had people like, I remember I was just showing somebody recently, I was telling them that I have a channel, and they tried to search me. They couldn't find me. And they put my name exactly they could barely find me. So yeah, I'm shadow banned. I can confidently say that. Plus the strikes, like I remember when I got the strike on my channel. When I got the strike on my channel in I think October. And then I got demonetized like 2 months later after that, and then I got remonetized because they thought I was AI with that BS excuse. Man. Yeah, I got a strike. Yeah, I got a strike on my channel, and the strike that I got was off of a video I did 10 months prior to that strike. 10 months prior. And that video was just called "Why Incels Aren't the Problem." And they had this, it was a video. It wasn't a live stream. It was just a regular video. I saved that. I saved the video on my files, so I might sell it. I might just sell that video because I had to take it off of YouTube. I was like, this got me demonetized, just me explaining who these people actually are. They said it was hate speech. I was like, I couldn't believe it. I'm like, I got a strike off of that. Wow. Okay. It's a couple videos I dropped. I got warnings on. Like if I drop a similar type of video, I'm gonna get another strike. I dropped a video, and it was it was a video, and I said this is the black pill, and it was a video of King 6'8" the Great, talking with a woman, and the woman was saying that like I think King 6'8" the Great, he told a lie. He was like, oh yeah, I got 8 kids, or yeah, he said something like 8 kids, 6. He said I got 8 kids and 6 baby moms, and then the woman was like, wow, that's crazy, and the woman was like, well, since it's you, it's okay. And I did a video on that, and I got a warning, and I had to remove the video, not because of copyright, just this is hate speech. LS is here, said you should check out when Oprah interviewed the cast of the movie Crash. She was very disrespectful to Ludacris. Well, she's disrespectful to a lot of men in general, right? Oprah, she's super dirty. To me, like the obvious dirty ones for me is Jay-Z, Beyonce, and Oprah, right? These are some dirt bags. Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. Mind you, Harvey Weinstein was Oprah's friend. You know, very interesting. So I'm under the latest tweets. Says, George Clooney and TMZ's own Harvey Levin are in the files. Also, more high-profile people are in the files with no mention in the media. I wonder why. Oh, they got the full. Okay, we got the full thing right here. Open image, a new tab. Boom, boom. Let me scroll down. Interesting. So I already covered this. But let's get back to these tweets. Refreshing the page, top. Yep, no difference. Still no difference. People still don't want to cover this topic. Exactly. So right here, shout out to Pop Pulse. So this is the reason why I'm on Harvey Levin's ass right here, straight up. So here from Pop Pulse, she says, so Epstein era emails mention TMZ and Harvey Levin in media strategy talks, and suddenly major outlets go quiet. If powerful people can shape what gets buried, this silence isn't accidental. The media curates reality and treats the public like idiots. This is the message I've been trying to push on this channel, like for real. This is really the message I've been trying to push. These people, the way they were talking, it was almost like a negotiation. Okay, I can hide this from going into the public. Oh, but I can get them talking about the Duchess and them talking about you and her backpedaling her comments on her talking about a pedophile. So I'm gonna have you cover the Duchess and make her look like a liar and make her look like a piece of shit for calling you a pedophile to gain some people on your side, while it distracts the media from actually looking at the charges that you have or the potential charges that you may face. The media is the devil. The media is the devil, the real devil. They understand what people see on TV. If they see it in the media, they're just going to believe it. They're not going to question why they're seeing what they're seeing. If TMZ says somebody's a woman beater, right? AKA Corey Holcomb, people are just going to run with it. Now, notice all these hoe ass niggas, man, before I sign off. Let me see if I can bring up these YouTube channels. There was a lot of YouTube channels that were quick to jump on Corey's jock on this nonsense. You see this. Corey Holcomb, Harvey Levin. So I had searched up Corey Holcomb, Harvey Levin, and I was trying to see the connection, right? I was trying to find some videos. So I saw this hoe ass dude right here. And like I said, don't bully him in the comments. I'm not that type of channel. I'm just saying. This guy right here and many platforms like this guy, right? They were quick. Let me see if I can bring up his channel. Let me see if I can bring up his channel. Yeah, Truth Talk Media. He was quick. He was quick to talk about what Corey Holcomb did and what Corey Holcomb brought upon himself, and Corey Holcomb's a bad guy and this and that. But notice, here he is making another Corey Holcomb hate video. But where is his video on Harvey Levin? Where are these people, all these big content creators? Where are their videos on Harvey Levin? Particularly all the people that were loud on Corey Holcomb. Where are their videos on Harvey Levin? Now I'm starting to wonder. I'm like, okay, so how do you got 24? How do you have 24,000 subscribers? And I'm looking at your content and it ain't shit. And if you were a real platform that was really interested about the truth, and this dude has the nerve to call himself Truth Talk Media Reacts. Truth Talk Media. Where's your video on? First of all, where's his video on the Epstein Files? Period. None. Here he is. He drops another hate video on Corey Holcomb. But no, he don't want to talk about the Epstein Files. He don't want to talk about Harvey Levin, the founder of TMZ, the person that runs TMZ. In fact, he has a video of him sticking up for TMZ. It makes me wonder where do some of these YouTubers come from? Maybe he has a background in where he used to work in he probably used to work in the media. He probably used to work in the media. And he's trying to cover up for his people. But a lot of these dudes that were talking about Corey Holcomb, a lot of them, watch this. Watch this. See if I can bring up this Christina Payne. All these people that were willing to risk their monetization on talking about what may or may have not happened about Corey Holcomb. Nobody wants to talk about Harvey Levin. See, well, Crank Lucas, we already know he's not going to talk about that. See if I click his channel. Man, let me see the GM show. Yeah, these people, you got to be careful who they get. You get these people. These people, they make it a whole living mad at certain entertainers just because he likes to joke about abortions and stuff. Says Quincy Jones would probably be in the files, but he's passed on. Of course, yeah, he knew that nigga died on purpose. Says I wouldn't be surprised if LeBron was in the files. He has small hat handlers. First of all, I'll say this: I'd be surprised if he's not in the files. But I'll say this: his handlers definitely, or whoever's connected to LeBron, whatever his agent, they got to be connected to them people. Has to be. Even if LeBron is not on the files, there has to be a connect. There's got to be a connection there, a Harvey Levin-esque connection. Yep, media stands for most evil demonic in America. Said Anton has sold out. Dude got 160K views for an outbreak of new COVID variant. By the way. Anton Daniels, well, he's an agent. Seeing what I saw transpired and the timeline of events with certain videos dropping and all this stuff, I'm like, oh, he's an agent. A lot of these YouTubers are compromised. Yeah, nobody wants to talk about this. Oh Lord! So Ticket TV's going. He found. Shout out to Ticket TV. He found something else apparently. They're saying Jamie Foxx, Sammy Sosa, and well, Orange. I know everybody's talking about Orange Man, but they're saying Jamie Foxx, Sammy Sosa. What's going on? They said, I remember Jamie being mentioned in the files, and all of a sudden he had a stroke. So that, oh Lord, that means, you know what? Because I remember Corey Holcomb used to go in on Jamie Foxx being, down low. Damn. Let me search this up. Jamie Foxx, Epstein. Excuse me. Let's see this. 2004, 2005, Sir Ivan Wilzig hosted a party where Jeffrey Epstein, Sammy Sosa, and Orange Man were in attendance. Patti LaBelle's PR agent stood at the door. At the party, caller met an individual who was approximately 18 to 23 years of age, who was brought from Oklahoma for a modeling job, but then sold to a man in France. Several women were being auctioned. Oh, this was an auction. Oh, Lord. Several women were being auctioned, and a woman possibly known as Colette LNU was the madam. A couple of years later, callers saw Colette at the Cheetah Club in New York City. Oh, I know. Oh, never mind. And she told one of Santos' friends that Jamie Foxx was interested in spending a night with her and that he could pay her a lot of money. Uh-oh. So this is low-key hearsay, but still interesting. That's a bit interesting. Somebody said Jamie Foxx in the Epstein Files, and they showed this Family Guy clip. That's funny, man. That's funny. But yeah, there's hoes out here being auctioned. Yes, 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 sir, yes, sir. This is real life. This is real life. But yeah, shout out to Ticket TV, man. If it wasn't, like I said, if it wasn't for this video right here, I would have not known. I literally would have not known about this. Cat Williams said all lies will be exposed. That's all. Cat Williams did say this in 2024. And these past 2 years, I'll say is ever since Cat Williams made that appearance on Shannon Sharp, ever since he made that appearance on that show, just these past 2 years, everything that Corey Holcomb's been talking about has been proven right. Everything that Cat Williams said was proven right. Everybody's being exposed as gay. Everybody's every other dude in the industry are down low. Diddy gets exposed. Bishop Power Bottom TD Jakes gets exposed. Now we're actually seeing the files. What? Okay, they say, wow, they keep deleting my link, but the same article that worked on Levin has one for Fox and Sosa. Yep, Fox is mentioned. Damn, Corey was right on that nigga again. Now, Corey has been, lately he's been giving Fox a pass because he admitted that he actually likes Fox and all that stuff. He likes his talent, but he still said, well, I still feel the same way about his alleged sexuality. He does some fluffy things from time to time. Interesting. Oh man. Shout out to Ticket TV here though. That's one of my favorite channels. Shout out to Ticket TV.
On in, y'all ready, guys? All right, you guys. So Ticket TV, like, share, subscribe, salute to everybody tapping on in. Y'all already know what it is. And let's get right into this video, man. We got to talk about this situation with Mr. Harvey from TMZ. Now, first of all, I want to start this video. I want to shout out Alonia Staten for the donation in the Cash App. What the channel, man. We're going to get right into this video, you guys. So let's get into it. Harvey, you are in the Epstein Files, man. Now, Harvey from TMZ, Harvey Levin. Oh, yeah, the one and only, right? And the Epstein Files, the 3 billion files that were unsealed yesterday. Mr. Harvey, the founder of TMZ, right? There was a 2011 email exchange released as a part of the late Virginia Giuffre, the woman who they alleged took her own life, even though she was middle-aged, really didn't have any reported health problems, and out of the blue, they said she just took her life. Versus the Ghislaine Maxwell case, Virginia Giuffre versus Ghislaine Maxwell litigation case, right? The woman who's...
Oh, by the way, so speaking of what you're saying, Zero G, he said there's a celeb doctor who left his infant son with Epstein too. It's an evil world we are in. Stay tactical. Yeah, we talked about this on this channel where you have parents will literally sell their kids to predators. Even just like the simple act of like they'll have like a celebrity come to their house and be like, hey, I want to take your child on the road, and the parents will be fine with it just because it's a celebrity. So it's It's that's crazy. But this is what I wanted to talk about. I forgot about this, but somebody was making the connections between the mayor of New York City. They're saying that he might allegedly be the son of Jeffrey Epstein because his mom was heavily linked with Jeffrey Epstein. Like that was one of Jeffrey Epstein's girls. And when you do the side, some people were doing the side by side, and I was like, oh my God. The mayor of New York City might be the son of Jeffrey Epstein. This is crazy. I saw this, man. I was like, wow.
In prison right now, 20 years for aiding and abetting Jeffrey Epstein and all those heinous crimes. Well, the public relations consultant, a man by the name of Mike Citrick, referred to TMZ's Mr. Harvey Levin as a quote unquote good friend. And he suggested contacting in an email that I'm about to reveal to y'all, contacting his good friend Harvey Levin to run a story on Sarah Ferguson, the Duchess of York, and her quote unquote backpedaling related to the Epstein scandals, which could aid in Epstein's PR efforts to defend himself and discredit accusers. The email chain also discussed strategies for issuing statements to the press and countering negative coverage. This appears in redacted Epstein Files hosted by various public archives. Now, there is no public evidence that Harvey actually participated or assisted in this campaign, right? Or participated in any of Jeffrey Epstein's criminal activities, right? Or that he had personal interaction with him, right? But there is now, unfortunately, this email that you guys see on your screen right here in front of your very face, that very email right there, to Jeffrey Epstein from the public relations consultant, Mike Citrick. This was on Wednesday, March the 9th, 2011.
Watch this, guys. So I'm on, I don't know who this woman is, but she made a tweet that I saved. So I saved this tweet from Gina Milan. She goes, so is TMZ going to report on Harvey Levin and Epstein or not? Nope. So I don't know who Gina Milan is. She's probably one of those celebrities. Somebody said, is TMZ going to report on itself? No, of course not. But if you go on her page, apparently she's exposing everything right here. Let me see this. Yeah. So they're saying she's saying that Peggy Siegel's is in the list, Clive Davis, Katie Couric, George Stephanopoulos, Jerry Seinfeld. Like when you hear those names, that doesn't surprise me. Those names don't surprise me. Like all the names right there, that doesn't surprise me. Yeah, they're saying that Jane Fonda and Robert De Niro are in the emails. That doesn't surprise me, especially Robert De Niro. So this is very interesting. Somebody said you got Sky News saying being mentioned in the Epstein Files is not a sign of wrongdoing. Okay. Anyways, back to Tiki TV.
6:29 p.m. And he said to Jeffrey Epstein, tried to call you. Harvey Levin, who runs TMZ, is a good friend. They haven't reported on this at all. Woo! Woo! That blow his socks off. What you mean? TMZ didn't report on it? The same TMZ that reports on everything first? TMZ who beats everybody to the story for some reason? Let's go back and read that again. It makes me quiver. Tried to call you. This is to Jeffrey Epstein from the Public Relations March Day. Tried to call you, man. Harvey Levin, who runs TMZ, is a good friend. They haven't reported on this at all, but I might be able to get him to do something on the Duchess for her backpedaling. Jeffrey responded and says, I'll save for the right time. Mark responded and said, okay with leaking to the British press, but think we need to get a statement out. Back to Jeffrey. He says, Zuckerman. Who is Zuckerman? Who is Zuckerman? I'm trying to figure out, because I've heard of Zuckerman, I'm trying to figure out who is Zuckerman. Now, there's a few Zuckermans I know I've heard about, but I'm wondering which Zuckerman they're referring to. I know one very big Zuckerman. He's got a lot of cake, but I don't know if that's, you know what I'm saying? Got a lot of cheese, you know what I'm saying? You know. Well, we won't even go to that because I don't know if that's him or not. But anyways, Zuckerman suggested shorter and punchier. No attack on the press. Plead guilty to solicitation. No tabloid exaggeration of PDFers. She paid a price. No allegations of MINORS since 2005. Suggests leaking to London press the absurdity of Fergie's statements. There were law enforcement people in my office when I was on work release that let her in. Harvey, now you have not been accused of a crime, Harvey. You have not been. But Harvey, why would these guys have your name all up in their mouth? The man said at the top, Harvey, he said to Jeffrey Epstein.
Facts. As soon as I heard Zuckerman, I'm like, yeah, that's a small hat. Who's Zuckerman? It's a small hat.
And he was talking about you. He said, tried to call you. Harvey Levin, who runs TMZ, is a good friend. They haven't reported on this at all. TMZ, who reports on everything, didn't report on that. But I might be able to get him to do something on the Duchess and her backpedaling. And Jeffrey Epstein, like again, once I say again, he says, hey, man, I'll save for the right time. And then good old Mark writes back and says, hey, man, okay, we're leaking it to the British press, but think we need to get a statement out. And then Epstein in that last sentence, Harvey, we're not saying you're guilty. We're just asking you, Harvey. We want to ask you a real question, Harvey. Why is your name, Harvey? Harvey, we asking you a question. That's all. We not, slander none of that. We just asking you the same way you ask questions. The same way you asked that lady. You and the other dude over there, y'all asked that lady when Futon was up there running his mouth about Corey. Y'all asked that lady, was she going to pursue charges against Corey for putting hands on her? Now, I'm going to ask you a question, Harvey. Harvey, do you know anything about these people putting your name in their mouth? This man says you're a good friend of his. Now, Harvey, we don't want to think that you would run in any of these circles. And we're not accusing you. We asking. You have to, Harvey, y'all go lie about everything else. You got to talk about this. And I seen Mark Garagos over there capping over on News Nation. Yeah, I see everything. I seen Mark Garagos over there capping on News Nation talking about something. I don't think that we need to let all the files. See, I'm going to tell you, man. You need to no, shut your mouth. That's why we want it all unredacted. We want all of the files unredacted. We don't want none of it covered up. Just cover up the victims' names. That's it. Everybody else is fair game. So the question is, did Harvey have a relationship with these people? We don't know. No. We don't know. No, we don't know. No. Harvey, the question is, why didn't TMZ run a story like y'all always do first? I guess you don't know. Bring your ass, Harvey. Hey, dog, we got a question for you, bro. Hey, now, Harvey, we got a question for you, Playboy. Why is you in them files, man? They talking about you, man. They got you in them files, man. Hey, Harvey, it's 3 million. We've only been 24 hours. So, any rational person that's looking through 3 million pages, this is going to go on all year. I want y'all to think about this. How long do y'all think it's going to take a person to go through 3 million files?
Yeah, it's going to be updates every day, basically for the next couple months. Sorry, basically for the rest of the year. Man, I thought shit was going to hit the fan after the World Cup.
Oh my God. Hey, look, that's like counting $3 million in ones. You're going to be there for almost damn near 4 months. That's why people have to use money counters. Ain't nobody counting $3 million by hand in ones. Remember, you got to go through each page. So this is going to be diabolical work right here. Finding out everything that's unrelated. And you better believe every single day, every single night, is going to be new information coming out. So guess what, y'all? They can't really say nothing. Nobody can really say nothing because nobody knows what's around the corner. Because all the Epstein Files was released at the same damn time the other day on a Friday afternoon. Now, Harvey, you got to get on that podcast, man. They got you up in these emails, man. You got a dude that's a PR guy for Ghislaine Maxwell, who's currently serving a 20-year prison sentence, sir. 20 years in the bank for some of the most heinous crimes known to mankind. That's her PR guy. And he say that you are a good friend. And he said that you haven't reported on this at all. He says, but I might be able to get him to do something on the Duchess and her back family. Now, you got to tell me and everybody else that's watching this stream, why are these people? First of all, we want to know, are you friends with the PR guy for Ghislaine Maxwell? We need to understand that. Are you friends with him? Are you friends with the PR guy? So was he lying when he said y'all was good? You was a good friend? We need to know that. That's first and foremost. Then secondly, we just want to know, is it true what he said in the email that you didn't run that story that time? And did you have any involvement? That's all we want to know, man. We're not accusing you of anything. We wouldn't dare do that.
Shout out, man. Shout out to Ticket TV, man. The Unwelcome Party said, if you have a bot, if you have a bot that surfs using certain keywords, it'll work day and night to find specific people. Facts. That's facts. Shout out to Ticket TV. If it wasn't for him, I would have not known. I would have been like, what everybody tripping about? I don't know. Somebody needs to let Corey Holcomb know. I think because the story has just been buried, like really buried. LS is here said, Chris Mike, you know why all this info is being dropped and false flags being ran so people will stop noticing how diabolical the small hats are. Facts. Yeah, the past couple of years, man, the small hat's been taking a real, PR hit. Oh, man, the cat's out the bag, man. The cat's out the bag. Let's see. Okay, Leon Thomas won the Grammys. Shout out to Leon Thomas. Shout out to Leon Thomas. Someone said it since October 7th. Oh, man. So they're saying Pusha T took home their first Grammy. They're single. So nobody gonna ask them about the obvious. Damn. But let me take one more look at the because they said Pusha T was in the files. Let me take a look at that real quick. Because I saw something where apparently somebody got caught trying to Photoshop Michael Jackson next to Jeffrey Epstein. I'm like, you guys are obsessed. We're trying to make this ninja look guilty. But anyways. Hold on. Let me open up Twitter right now. I'm opening up Twitter and I'm seeing Nicki Minaj going in. Who was watching my live stream last night? Didn't we just talk about Jay-Z? Weren't we talking about? I was just talking about this on my live stream last night about Aaliyah and Jay-Z. But I need to know, how old was Aaliyah in this pic? How old was Aaliyah? Could have not have been no more than 18. There's no way. She could have not been no more than 18 in this pic. But yeah, at the same time, here's the thing, because Nicki Minaj, isn't she married to a sex predator, a predator herself? So she probably should be the last one talking. But it is interesting. I was just talking about this last night, the relationship of Jay-Z and Aaliyah, that people don't really talk about. Okay, so you're saying in this pic she was 18. Yeah, she could have. I'm like, she could have not been no more than 18 in this pic. And I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with that, but that means that clearly before she was 18, they were doing some things. Let's keep it a buck. We know how this game is. We know how we know how this game is. This is crazy work. Open image, a new tab. Crazy. Absolutely wild. Let me search the web. Pusha T. See, movie, chains and whips. Pest. Okay. Comparing. I need to see the file. I'm trying to look for the Pusha T, and then I need to see the PDF. I need to see the PDF. I need to see the document. Let me see if I can find it. Document. Pusha T document. Oh shit. Hold on. Document. Okay, yeah. They're saying that he was accused of basically being a handler. He was transporting the beaches, so he wasn't sleeping with the woman, but still, they're saying allegedly that he was a handler. Okay. He said on each occasion, Blank believed she was drugged, clouding her memory. She attributed the drugging as frequently performed by persons assigned as handlers, whom she described as persons who established friendships with victims. Among her handlers, Blank identified the artist Pusha T. In approximately 2007, Jane Doe. So yeah, whoever here is Jane Doe. It said Jane Doe attended a party, Blank, following invitations from an unknown man who approached her as she walked down the street. Weinstein and Pusha T also attended the party and drugged her before engaging in sexual abuse. Blank claimed to have additional information of other persons involved in the enterprise and information related to racketeering conducted in support of the trafficking. Blank further believed she was under surveillance and stalked at the direction of the people involved in the sex abuse. Blank confirmed she was not diagnosed with any mental illness. Blank refused to provide her physical address, advising that she maintained no permanent address. Rather, she moved between staying at different hotels. Okay. Interesting. Yuck. Like Pusha T would say. Yuck. Interesting. Somebody said Pusha T caught push. Oh, is that? Oh, no, that's not. Yeah, they said Pusha T caught pushing teens in Epstein Files. That's wild wordplay right there. That's wild wordplay. Nah, fuck that. Anyways. Anywho. Somebody said I got the screenshots if you want. He said that photo was taken July 2nd, 2000. So she was. You said I got the screenshots if you want them. Screenshots of the Twitter on your Twitter reply. Because if so, I'm pretty sure I can just Look up your Twitter account. I'm pretty sure. Or you have screenshots of something else. So Aaliyah was 2021. Oh, okay. All right. I was about to say, I'm like, there's no way they got this picture. It's for Pusha T. Okay. Yeah. So, put the link in the chat. It's probably not going to show, but I'm going to have it open on my phone and then I'm going to click it. Or you can send, because my Instagram is attached to my YouTube. You can send the screenshots there. But I hope that report that I showed, I hope that was the real report that I just showed. This one right here. If you're talking about this, I hope this is the one. I hope this is the right one. Let me hit my YouTube real quick. Here we go. Oh, they doing me dirty right now. Here we go. He said, "Oh, I added Kendrick Lamar." I think you read them. Oh, he said, "I think you read them already." Oh, okay, cool. All right, cool. Ella said, "Oh, damn, I missed it." It was something, yeah. He said Aaliyah was definitely doing things, if not with Gay Z, with someone else, allegedly. I'll say, I know Aaliyah K is in the chat. I know she's not gonna like what I had to hear about this, but Aaliyah was running mad. She was running mad. She was wild at such a young age. And she is a victim too. Don't get me wrong, but that girl was basically just she was basically sold, unfortunately, by her family, and then basically passed around in the industry, And it's just too many witnesses of grown men that were around her that are willing to admit on camera that I was infatuated by Aaliyah. Let me see if I can bring up that Timbaland video. Timbaland admits to being in love with Aaliyah. Yeah. they got mad videos on this apparently. Yeah, Timbaland's creepy obsession with underage Aaliyah and his messy dating history.
First met Aaliyah. It's time for the world to hear this. I'm gonna give up a little secret. I was in love with her. I said, but I'm not. She's just a baby. I'm old. I said to myself, I'm just gonna be her brother. Oh man, I was fighting a loud, big war. But I love Aaliyah.
Bruh. Bruh. Somebody said every OG was. I get it. But how old was it? Like when he said when I first met Aaliyah. So how old? Let me see. How old was Aaliyah when she met Timbaland? She was 16. Oh man, this is wild work, man. This is wild work. He said, "Bruh, not Timberland." Yeah, because I was just talking about this last night, where it was too many people. It was because it wasn't just Timberland. It was Dame Smash, Jay Smash, other people Smash. I can't remember their names. Other people in that crew, the Rockefeller. Oh yeah, everybody knows about R. Kelly. I'm pretty sure whoever R. Kelly was. Who's the people that R. Kelly used to drop these albums with? Who What are these? Yeah, public announcement. What's these people's name? Who are these people's names? Hold on. R. Kelly and public announcement. Yeah, public and R. Kelly and public announcement. Whoever was in public announcement, they probably smashed as well. This is wild work. Yeah, Felony Davis, all these people. Whoever was in that public announcement group. Oh my goodness. But yeah, they said Aaliyah was 16 years old when she first met producer Timbaland. At the time of their meeting, Timbaland was 23 years old. They went on to collaborate on her second studio album, One in a Million, which was released in 1996 and significantly defined her sound. Hold on for a second. When did Aaliyah die? Aaliyah died in 2000 or 2001, right? Let me see. Yeah, 2001. So then 1996. 1996. That's Timbaland, you dead wrong, bro. You dead wrong, my nigga. Yo, man, he dead wrong. That boy dead wrong, man. Come on. Timbaland, you dead. That means really that girl was 15, really, if you think about it. Or no, sorry, well, or had just left 15 years old. That means she had just turned 16. Oh my God. But even like, remember when I a lot of people might not remember this, but somebody said Kels was first. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, man. Oh man. Anyways, man. Anyways. But I remember I did something on you know what's the girl's name? The crazy broad, Erica Mena, right? Safari's ex. And I remember I did a live video. I dropped it as a video, but I did it live. So during my research, I looked at Erica Mena's age. And I was like, wait a minute, when did she make her first appearance as a video vixen? And then I looked at her age. And I was like, hold on for a second. Let me give you a replay of what I did. This is what I did right here. Okay, let me share this tab. I'm gonna open up the tab one more time. I go, okay, Erica Mena. I'm like, wait a minute. She's 30. And well, at the time I was like, wait, 37 years old. She was born in 1987. But then they say that she made her debut, her video vixen debut in 2000 something. Or whatever the age was. I was like, it was like the age was very close. I was like, wait, hold on. I said, I gotta get this right. I'm like, when did she make her music video debut? So right here. This is where I go here. Music video debut. Boom. It wasn't 2005. No, not 2005. Right here. I think it was it Breathe? Yeah, it was 2004 or 2003. But I saw specifically the year. It said 2004. I'm like, wait, 2004? I'm like, how old was she in these videos? And then I do the math. I'm like, oh my God. Like this almost sound like she was 16 doing these music videos in 2003, 2004. I was like, you know what? I'm like, you know what? I can't even let me not even dive into that. Because that was wild to me. That was wild. Yeah, her first album, Age Ain't Nothing But a Number, or was it One in a Million? Yeah, man, that's crazy, man. But yeah, Aaliyah, she was moving mad. I got yeah. Leah was out here moving mad. There was a lot of ladies, young ladies, unfortunately, particularly in the rap game. They was like 16, 17 in these music videos. A lot of them. It's crazy. Crazy when you think about it. But anywho, I just found it interesting. I just wanted to make sure I covered all my bases when it came to Harvey Levin and his connection with Mike. What's his name? Mike Sirtick, Mike Siderick, right? Mike Citrick. And Mike Citrick's connection to Jeffrey Epstein. I thought that was very interesting. And his ability to manipulate the media. So much so that they call him the spin doctors of spin doctors. Right? Mike Shitstick. Yeah, we might as well just call him Mike Shitstick. Oh my goodness. And then as soon as I look at him, I was like, yep, I already know what he is. Do I have that soundbite?
Yalla yalla ya shabab, all together ya shabab. Yalla yalla ya shabab, everybody ya shabab.
It's a wicked game, man. It's a wicked game. But yeah, I had to make sure because I did drop the live stream last night. I'm sorry for doing that to you guys. You know what I mean? My bad on that. But I hope somebody please tag this story if you can find it and send that ish to Corey Holcomb. Send it to his Twitter. Send it to his Facebook. Send it to somebody's got to send it. I'm gonna do my part. I'm gonna be like, yo, you was right about this dude. This dude is a predator. I'm sorry, a predator defender. Let me say that. This is a legit predator defender. You gotta cover this. You gotta cover this. Like I said, yet again, I can't wait for the 5150 show on Tuesday night. I cannot wait to the 5150 show. But anyway, shout out to you guys. I went a little bit over time, but it was worth it. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys. Warband 0G. If you have an Instagram, please hit me up on Instagram. We must talk more. Even though I might have to unpin it, but we definitely must talk more. I would definitely love to have you on the panel one day. I like having, guys on Reaper Rail, Pyro. I remember one day I was gonna have these people. I was trying to assemble my own squad one day, like just my own team of people. I was thinking about doing that one day, but the two people that I was gonna assemble, his name was Red Pill Vegeta and somebody else. They got demonetized on YouTube. Like they dropped they were doing so much good work on Twitter, and they started to finally gain some traction. And they got demonetized. No, sorry. Their whole accounts, their accounts got removed from YouTube. They got banned from YouTube. It was Red Pill Vegeta and then somebody else that I wanted to put on. I don't know if it was Red Pill Luffy, but it was one of these guys. And I was like, you gotta be kidding me, man. So shout out to you guys. We must talk more, please. Subscribe to Zero G's channel. Guys, keep looking to see if anybody else is going to cover the Harvey Levin situation, because I do find it interesting. Nobody wants to talk about it. Oh yeah, definitely. See you in the 5150 chat. See, I already know. See you in the 5150 chat. But shout out to you guys, man. Yeah, tag Corey Holcomb. If you guys if you know, tag him, because if it wasn't for Ticket TV, I would have not even known about the story. So shout out to you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for listening. What should I end the stream with? The usual. I'm gonna end it with the usual. No, I'll end it with a funny one. Shout out to you.
I want to let every homosexual out there know that we are setting up rehabilitation center. Those whose rectums have been ruptured.
Can we use more sober language? People are
those,
having breakfast
I'm
this
sorry,
morning.
those whose behinds has been ruptured.